FindSomethingNew.org. A message from the Ad Council.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
With this week's snow and a large number of people headed to the high country for the long President's Day weekend, officials are concerned about an increased chance for avalanches.
That's probably the most dangerous period for people getting into backcountry accidents. Likely on Sunday and into Monday, because we'll have loaded the snow with a whole new layer.
The Colorado Avalanche Information Center says the avalanche danger is currently in the low to moderate range, but it is expected to increase over the weekend. King Soopers says striking workers are creating unsafe conditions at some of their stores. The company has filed paperwork seeking a temporary restraining order to stop picketing close to the front of its stores. UCFW Local 7 released a statement calling the announcement an attempt to silence and intimidate striking union members. King Soopers filed a lawsuit last week accusing the union of forcing the company to negotiate with organizations located outside of Colorado. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Yeah, one accident we had in the tech center just cleared out of the way. It was just down past Arapahoe southbound. It did tie up to 225, so heading south through there, it's still pretty sluggish. Hopefully we'll see a quick recovery. 225, as you're coming in around Parker, Iliff area back towards at least I-25. We're still seeing slowing. Now behind that, in fact, north, southbound 225 at 6th Avenue, working a crash that's backed up almost to I-70. Kind of wet and sloppy in areas. Other areas, a little icy, a little dicey. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
Lowe's knows that free is just better. That's why My Lowe's Rewards is free to join and lets you unlock member-only deals. Earn points towards My Lowe's money and more. Join for free today. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at Lowe's.com/terms subject to change.
As we turn our attention to friends and family in cozy, warm homes, keep in mind Plumline Services with plum crazy deals on new Carrier furnaces or honest repairs and service. You'll love Plumline's mission of excellence, character, and ethics. And top quality brands like Carrier, serving Castle Rock to Fort Collins. Plumline and Carrier, turn to the experts. 25 years strong. PlumlineServices.com. Service at home. Servants at heart.
You want your care to be personal and your recovery to be remarkable. That's Ortho Colorado Hospital. Ortho Colorado offers the region's most advanced orthopedic and spine surgery care, and it's dedicated to helping each patient reach their individual recovery goals. Ortho Colorado's board-certified surgeons and expert nursing staff are specially trained to meet the unique needs of orthopedic and spine patients, so you can be assured you're in good hands. To learn more, visit orthocolorado.org. Ortho Colorado, Colorado's premier orthopedic hospital, part of Common Spirit Health.
We've become so much more than a fixed frequency from a radio tower.
Take your radio with you.
630 KHOW is now available on multiple platforms and thousands of devices. Listen to Denver's talk station from anywhere.
A stream online
at KHOW.com. Denver's talk station has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bonus. That's bonus. Enter it now at KHOW.com. Keep listening to win on 630 KHOW.
Yeah.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
We have little
Tom Martino.
Welcome to the only show of its kind. We, my friends, are here to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. Our goal is to make your life just a little bit better. And that's basically it. You've been ripped off, taken advantage of. There's no better phone number than 303 Martino. That number, while we're live, will come right here. If you've been ripped off, maybe a bad contractor, my goodness, maybe a bad landlord. We're getting more and more of these calls where people don't have heat, people don't have water. You pretty much name it. We're starting to get them way too often. I thought Denver was supposed to be very pro renters, but it turns out that's not true. They try, but like a lot of people, they fail because we get the calls here all the time. 303 Martino, over $300 million. Cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds directly, and I mean that directly due to this show. In studio with me, got some real estate experts. If you haven't heard this name, you haven't lived in Denver more than an hour. Frank Duran, the real estate man. Frank, how are you, man?
Well, shucks, Mark. Darn it, it's good to see you this morning.
So why? Dimitri, I don't even know if you know this.
Okay, I'll try.
Probably like you and Tom during the breaks when we're on just YouTube, I might occasionally accidentally cuss.
No, you?
No. Yes. And one day, many moons ago, I would say 10 years ago, Frank, easily 10, maybe, I'd say 10 years ago is a good way. He was sitting right there. I was sitting right there. Tom was sitting right here. These were the good old days. We were all here. And I probably said a few words during the break. I mean, I'm just assuming. And Frank looks at me with the funniest looking face, very honest, and says, wow, Mark, you're not a shucks and darn kind of guy.
Yeah, I think that all falls under the heading, man, it's hard to be from Jersey.
Yeah, I know it is. Let me tell you, I'm not going to say my parents cuss like sailors, but they cuss quite a bit. My grandparents did. Almost everybody in New York, I don't care if you're from the city or upstate like me, and then South Jersey, forget about it. I mean, my goodness, the words you would hear, the racial slurs, you name it, it was absolutely insane back in the day.
And I miss those days. You talk about a culturally enriched environment.
It was. Actually, South Jersey was big time. Being just a white guy, seriously, I was probably the minority. Italians, Irish, black folks. There wasn't a lot of Hispanics or Mexicans in Jersey, but man, the Italians, holy moly, South Jersey, it was all Italian. Stephanie Thomas, you're Italian.
I am.
I know you
and
are.
I lived in Jersey.
You never lived in
Yes, I did.
Where did you live in Jersey? By the way, Stephanie Thomas, realtor extraordinaire and friend of the family for 20 plus years. Yeah. Where?
So I lived, I grew up Air Force, and I lived in...
I forgot about that. You were a brat.
One of the Air Force bases up there. I can't even... McGuire.
Yeah. Unless the Dems renamed it, it's now something probably like, Sweet Tooth Pie or something.
It's been a minute. I was quite young then, but yeah, I lived in Jersey.
Wow, that's incredible. I love that. So we've got Stephanie Thomas, Frank Duran, real estate experts. We got Deputy Scott. We call him Deputy Dollar. What's going on, Deputy Dollar?
Hey, it's just a great morning.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So,
working on some cases.
You guys know what's funny about Deputy Dollar, what he used to do for a living? He would count sheep. People out there listening going, what the heck does that mean? He literally counted sheep for the USDA, right?
Yes.
The USDA paid someone to count sheep. Have you ever in your life heard of anything like that? That's what he did for a living.
Is that part of a sleep study or something?
So if you've got a problem, any problem with sheep counting, 303-713-8255. That is so funny. But you were doing it as an accountant. I mean, basically, that's why you were there.
Absolutely.
So here's the backstory, and I love this story because most people don't know this. So when you see a commercial on TV, that is like, not Where's the Beef, but what was the beef one, the big one?
It's What's for Dinner.
It's beef What's for Dinner.
It's What's for Dinner. So
got milk and
all these people chip in for that advertising you see that are in the beef industry, and it goes through the USDA. And each head, back then at least, when it came to cattle, was what, $1?
a buck a head, yes.
$1 a head. So every cattle you slaughtered, you're supposed to pay $1 into the kitty for the advertising. And a lot of people would fudge it, right?
Oh, absolutely.
They'd say like, oh, they only killed, 300, but they killed 1,000. And then, of course, they're keeping $700.
Yeah.
You had someone, was it in Jersey they chased you down or they pulled the gun on you, or was that
was
New York?
Jersey, Patterson,
New Jersey. He walks in, he walks into a tough guy. Like, not the fake tough guy, like a legitimate tough guy. And what'd the guy do, Scott?
Well, it's an ethnic slaughterhouse, but yeah, he was standing on the loading dock and he had a gun and told me to leave.
He didn't want you counting the sheep.
No, absolutely not.
That's unbelievable. What a crazy job. It must have really stunk in there, right?
Yeah, slaughterhouses aren't the best places to go.
No, it's got to be horrible. All right, folks, I'll always let you know when we have lines open, and we do right now. 303-713-8255. I was watching this morning everybody complaining about Doge. It's amazing to me that people complain about finding waste in our government. People, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, these are our tax dollars. I had no idea our tax dollars were going to such crazy things. What's the craziest one you heard of, Dimitri?
Well, right at the beginning of this process, they stopped a $59 million payment for, I kid you not, condoms for Gaza.
For Gaza?
Yeah, $59 million.
I didn't even know that. First of all, there's no one that's even in Gaza. There's like 30 people now.
Yeah, I think that was the very first payment to actually stop.
$59 million.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't imagine why anybody that pays taxes. Now, if you don't pay taxes and you live off the trough, I understand you could care less.
Mm-hmm.
But if you literally pay taxes like most of America, I have no idea. The one that gets me is all the money going from the federal government to New York City to pay for the hotels for the migrants, when we have people that have fought in wars and fought for this country and have enlisted and they need the help. That drives me insane.
Yeah,
and that goes for Denver right here.
To make matters worse, that happens. I'm familiar with that case. It's Roosevelt Hotel, which is a luxury hotel, which is owned by the Pakistani government.
That's unbelievable. So basically, we're giving it to the money to Pakistani. I mean, really, that's what's happening here.
Yeah, not exactly a friendly state.
No, and then we had like a puppet show or something. Not a puppet show. What was it? A comic book?
Sesame Street.
The Sesame Street was a lot of money
in Baghdad.
Yeah,
that was $20-some million. And then the comic book you're referencing is, I believe it's in Paraguay.
People are going crazy because I don't even think the tip of the iceberg has been found. I think when they start digging in to the Department of Education, and by the way, I would love to hear people's comments on the Department of Education. When we talk about shutting it down, we all want our kids. There's no one out there that doesn't want your kids to have a great education. There's no doubt about it. Just for them to survive, be able to feed themselves when you die, or even when they hit 18, or whatever the goal is in your house. It's remarkable that anybody wouldn't want a good education. We're like number 46 in the world. But when it comes to spending per student, we're number one. Think about that. It makes zero sense whatsoever.
Yeah, it's a huge disconnect between cost and result. It's an inverse relationship.
And I'll give you a good example. Let's look at Douglas County. Listen, we lived in Castle Rock, and I think it was called, Suzanne, where did our kids, the high school was Castleview? Is that where they would have went, or is that the middle school?
Yeah, Castleview High School.
So, you know what? There was so many issues there, I couldn't believe it. And this is Douglas County, but I'm going to give you an idea between Castle Rock than where we moved. So there was suicides all the time. There was drug overdoses, and they always kept all the stuff quiet. I guess they keep the suicides quiet because they don't want it spreading. I'm not a psychologist. I don't quite understand that. The parents, we would generally end up finding out through the school eventually, but you wouldn't see it on the news. I mean, you just wouldn't see stuff. But the drug abuse with kids like middle school and high school in Castle Rock was just unbelievable. We moved to Franktown, and they went to Ponderosa High School. And Ponderosa, almost zero problems. Zero. Never heard. I can't think. Do you remember one suicide at Pondo while they were there? I don't remember one single one.
Parents would kick their kids' butt for committing suicide out there.
Even thinking about it, they'd probably beat your ass. I mean, really, it was crazy. But Pondo fed from all kinds of different places. And, I mean, we're talking some real country boys. We're talking the whole bit. But, man... But when it comes to the Department of Education, and you know what, Frank, I want you. You have a son that just graduated not long ago from high school, right?
Well, he actually went to a private school.
Excellent.
Yeah. But
he just graduated, right?
Well, it's been a couple years, believe it or not.
Oh, 2 years.
Yeah, it's been.
All right, hold on. I got to take a break. But when we come back, I want to ask you about that, especially the private school part. And, tax vouchers, wouldn't it have been nice to take your property tax money instead of money right out of your wallet and put it towards it compared to putting it towards the public school that was probably failing wherever you were? Hold on. Sure.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com. Show the coupon at the pharmacy and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Nick Gravina, Gravina's Windows and Siding. Nick was in yesterday. Man, these guys are great. Listen to this. More than 100,000 successful window projects and, of course, stores. And listen to this. 20 different manufacturers of windows, more than 50 lines of windows. They're all high quality, energy efficient, and the price point is wherever you need, whether it's a fix and flip or a $10 million house in Vail. You have to put GravinaWindows.com on the list. Get a free estimate right to your house. GravinaWindows.com. MyMoneyMyWay.com. I was just doing a show yesterday after this show with Joe Chiano and his son Jordan, and we talked annuities. And that show will be coming up, I think, this Sunday on the 16th on this station and I think about 10 other stations. But regardless, it is amazing when you talk about guaranteed money. I'm not saying you put all your eggs in one basket by any means, but if you want that guaranteed pension for life, I want you to check these guys out at MyMoneyMyWay.com.
Mark, would you tell Stephanie to go offline so I can talk to her? Troubleshooter Show, what is your first name?
Let's see. Tuesday. What is
Danny
today?
in a sentence or less. What would you like to talk to Mark about on the show today?
I just did a Gravina, so I'm not going to do that.
Renewal by Anderson issue. All right, hang tight. Hey, Mark. Hello.
How important? I'm sorry. Go ahead, babe.
Can you tell Stephanie to put her headphones on and go offline?
Hey, Steph, go offline. Put your headphones on.
I think I'm off.
No, see where it says offline?
I'm off. Oh, offline. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Steph. Yeah. You don't have to push any buttons to talk to me. Oh, my gosh. I saw your new couch. I'm sorry. I forgot to get to you.
Oh, that's
My
okay.
kids were home all weekend. We hadn't seen Miles. It was a little overwhelming.
Hey, we invited them. They didn't come.
I know. We had committed to another one.
That's all right. We all went to Hawaii.
She got new furniture, Mark.
What'd you get?
I'll show you. Yeah.
It's pretty.
We had no choice. Odin helped us out with that.
Who?
The new
Our
doggy.
puppy Odin, he ate the other couch.
Oh, my God. We had a dog that literally ate our couch one time.
Yeah, like that ate our couch.
That's the new stuff.
That's the new stuff.
Mark's like, that better be the new stuff.
And it's all recliners and
Oh, that's
we
awesome.
came home and Dobie literally, when I say ate our couch down to the springs. Wow.
Yeah,
It
ours,
was all over the entire first floor.
You could see all the plywood construction. He had like a hole going from it was terrible. So terrible.
I lived it one time. I got so mad at the dog. It's the only time I remember I might have killed the dog. We just got that couch. We had almost no money. It was in our first house.
Right.
Totally. I mean, we did not have it long at all. And that's probably why he went after it. It was a leather couch. And I chased that dog. It was a huge 100-pound Doberman down into our basement, and I cornered it.
I remember that.
And I am screaming at this dog, screaming my lungs out. And that dog looked at me and went, and I said, okay, that's that.
No, so funny thing is, he's not messed with anything but the one couch that you remember our other dog, Marley, we had to put down.
Maybe that's why.
And yeah, that was where she had kind of dug at it a little bit, trying to get out the window and some of her crazy stuff. But after the new furniture, the other couch, everything, he hasn't messed with any of that.
Well,
it was just this one, and that's where Marley had already damaged it.
We've been really lucky with dogs for a while. Now, when our last ones, Bella and Cosmo, got old, I mean, you're going to have problems no matter what. But we've been really lucky. Dima ate our coffee table.
She chewed it. She didn't eat it.
Yeah, well, she chewed the hell out of it. But that was it. She never did that again.
She's a perfect angel.
She's a cutie pie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So
when
Odin
she's out munching at the innards of a deer while I'm away, you didn't say that.
Oh. Oh, I heard about that one. But no, so Odin, he got at that, and then he did get at the corner of the dresser upstairs, and he kind of got his behind kicked a little bit for that one, but he hasn't messed with it since, so thank goodness. But yeah, the dogs, it's funny, they won't even they're not even trying to get on the other furniture. They're just kind of looking at it so I'm okay with that.
Heck yeah. Puppies, is it a puppy or no?
Puppy, yeah. He's 8 months old?
Yeah.
So.
They lose their minds.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
You got dogs?
No, I have 2 cats.
Don't go around those Chinese restaurants.
I live catty corner from P.F. Chang's. I'm very careful.
I'm very careful.
I lock the door.
They're indoor cats. Yeah. Why? You got coyotes? No.
Got a Chinese restaurant.
There's a great song, Cats in the Kettle at the Peking Moon.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Wow.
All right, 303-713-8255. We have a couple lines open. You've been ripped off, taken advantage of. I do want to go back to Frank Duran, though. Frank, we were talking to the Department of Education. Danny, I promise I'll get to your problem in a second, but this is important to me, and it's important to everybody out there with kids. And Stephanie, I want you to chime in, too, but I don't understand why we have a national or a federal Department of Education. I think the Fed should give money directly into each state, whatever the budget is for the students. Then the states bring it down to the schools that need it. They close the schools that basically need to be closed. They do what they need to do. On top of that, I think that money should be allocated, and this gets into your businesses. When it comes to real estate and selling property, people that have kids, they care about the school districts big time, right? Is it true that can literally kill an area?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that can make a difference, Mark, because a lot of times we'll talk to buyers and we'll ask for their criteria. And one of the criteria they bring up a lot of times is the school, if they have children. So that gets brought up quite a bit. And, of course, as taxes go up and now the cost of insurance, Mark, as you know, it's going up, too.
It's massive.
Oh, my gosh. So it's making it tougher, and it's giving buyers fewer choices.
Yeah, we got screwed in Colorado, and I don't care what side you are on again. If you don't think us as a whole in the state of Colorado didn't get okey-doked by the governor and his goons when it came to property taxes, you're absolutely insane. A lot of people doubled. They went from a couple grand a year to 4. Some people went from 5 to 10, 10 to 20. Oh, yeah. The way they value the homes now is different than they ever have before and different than most every other state. And it's remarkable how we got so screwed by Polis. 100% screwed by everybody that had anything to do with that. Yeah. They basically got rid of the Gallagher Amendment. That's what they voted on. And they tricked us by saying, oh, well, we're going to lower sales tax or BS. They didn't do any of that. They're a bunch of scam artists.
Yeah, Mark, good point. And I'll tell you, too, what I saw get affected a lot was the condo market in some areas, because with higher taxes, insurance was tougher to get, HOA fees going up. It was knocking a lot of buyers out of the market. Suddenly, inventory on condos in some areas went through the roof.
Crazy.
It was unreal, and it was just making it harder to buy.
You know, I'm getting so sick and tired, though, of thinking, and I've had this argument way before Trump. Suzanne, how long have I been bitching, literally, about the teachers union, the National Teachers Union?
Oh, a long time. Let's just say, I think
20 years ago, if I was at a party and someone was a teacher, I'd go, how the hell can you be in that union? How can you do it? I just don't understand. They're scammers. They're all scammers. They spend the money on themselves, not on my kids, not on your kids out there listening. And I know there's good teachers. I'm not arguing that at all. I'm saying the money, you should be getting more money at the school level, not the administration in Washington. There is no reason to pay all these cronies up in Washington for the state of Colorado education. You pay our teachers and you get our students what they need when it comes to books and when it comes to the education in general. That's what you do. You don't pay these guys to decide that they're going to put tampons in the men's room. There's no purpose in any of that. There's no purpose. The only thing a kid should be doing in school is learning. I don't care about any other part of it. That's it. They learn. You get good teachers, and then what is a good teacher? How do you judge that? Well, you judge it by the grades in the school. If you have good teachers, the students should be doing good. This isn't brain surgery. I'm not saying anything thing that people, you can't tell. If you look at a business and it's profitable, well, they must be doing something right. If you look at a business and it's failing, they must be doing something wrong. But when we have places like in Chicago and some areas of Denver where not one single child can read past the 3rd grade level and they're in 5th and 6th grade, that's a big problem. That means they're not doing anything. That means there's lazy people there teaching, and they shouldn't be. Those parents that are forced into that situation because of this teachers union should be able to take the tax dollars, Polis. Yeah, Polis. You should let them take their tax dollars and apply it towards a private school or a charter school or any school they want, and I don't care if it's religious, long as they know what they're doing and they educate children. Shame on everybody in Washington, all of them. Now they're all up there complaining, they're trying to cost and get rid of the teachers union. Wait till you see the corruption that we're going to find in there. They can attack Elon Musk all they want. It doesn't matter. Him and his group can find wasteful spending. Any business in the world would love for Doge to come in and do it. He doesn't have to do this. He's got basically double the money of anybody else in the world. You can take Warren Buffett, you can take all these other people and add them up, and with the exception of a few of them, like from Google and Meta, I mean, he's literally the richest man in the world by a ton. It's crazy. What do you think of that, Dimitri?
Well, I think they're doing God's work on this, and what we've seen so far, as shocking as it is not even the tip of the iceberg.
Not even close.
Wait till you see the dozens, if not hundreds, of books that are going to be written about what these people have uncovered.
And it's all pet peeves from people in Washington. Or not pet peeves, I'm sorry, pet projects. Yeah, they're stupid pet projects. They're absolutely stupid, I'll just say it. And I'd even go a step further and say some of them where they're paying $3-4 million to something like, you go, what? You just scratch your head to to save, I don't know, to save the squirrels. Whatever it happens to be, let's save rodents in South Jersey.
Well, I would support that because I love rodents, especially squirrels. But I think what we're going to see...
No, but listen, let me bring that one step further. Mm-hmm. So the pet project's $2-3 million. Mm-hmm. And, when we're talking 36-37 trillion in debt, you think of millions, you're like, that's like $1. But guess what? I think those businesses or those projects that money's going directly into people's pockets.
Yeah, that $1 million.
You gotta follow the money.
Yeah, that $1 million is real for somebody who gets it, and they get it for nefarious reasons.
Yeah.
And the thing that's really interesting is that Doge is going to, they announced yesterday, they're going to start looking into this unexplained enrichment of federal employees and elected officials.
Yeah, people that literally haven't even worked or shown up for work still getting a paycheck.
Well, they cited an example of Elizabeth Warren, for example, whose salary is about $200,000 a year.
And she's got how much?
I think, if I remember right, she has amassed a fortune of about $12 million now.
How many?
About $12 million, if I remember right. But look at Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, God.
She went from being a model on a gas station calendar to having a net worth of, I'm pretty sure it's like $400 million.
It's unbelievable.
So they're going to start looking in this.
They're crooks. Hey, Danny, what's going on with Renewal by Anderson?
Hi.
Hey.
They are asking me to pay almost $40,000 now for windows that I have mold in my house.
Whoa, you're saying the windows have something to do with the mold?
Yeah, the windows are condensating, and I have a thermal camera. I bought a thermal camera. I sent them pictures of everything, and the windows condensate at night. It's Colorado. It's cold, right?
Of course.
And then the moisture comes down.
All right, hold on. I'm going to bring you right up after this break so we can take time on it. But I want to know where the mold is. Is it forming around the windows? We'll figure that out. And if we got to get an expert on, we can get that on as well. 303-713-8255. 303 Martino. 2 lines open. 303 Martino. I want to hear from you.
This is Denver's talk station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Yeah, we're looking better on the highways. Everything's been cleared up, including southbound 225 at 6th Avenue. It's kind of off to the side. Still some backups there, but looks better on the traffic jam anyway. The other direction's wide open for us. In fact, most of the freeways right now are wide open. It's wet, sloppy, it's slushy in areas, still icy, especially bridges and ramps. So Continue using extra care if you're out on the roadways. Northbound Chambers at Cottonwood on a crash, and had one on Mississippi just west of Tower as well as Mississippi and Peoria. That was a roll.
Lowe's knows that your business is built on speed. That's why the Lowe's Pro Desk will help you get what you need right away. And with their pro-only checkout and dedicated pro parking, they'll help you get back on the job fast. Just visit them at the Pro Desk. We help, you save.
Sheridan Auto Tech, Uncle Kevin, check it out. One of the best warranties when it comes to car repair I've ever heard of. 3 years, 36,000 miles, nationwide on anything they do. Maybe they put in an alternator, a brake job, anything. They also do alignments, oil changes, cooling system flushes, air conditioner services, any form of electrical problems you could ever imagine. These are your guys. I use Kevin personally. Check them out at SheridanAutotech.com. That's SheridanAutotech.com.
Regen Revolution has helped me so much in terms of getting mobile.
Mark?
So I'm going to need CMG, Fuller, CMG. I don't know if Tom updated the CMG, so I don't know if the phone number is right.
When is it coming up? 10:45?
Yeah, I got 577-7206.
No. I think I can update that.
See if you can update it. I've tried 5
I emailed
times.
him yesterday when you told me to, babe, just so you know.
What's that?
I emailed him yesterday.
I know. I emailed him as well. And then also...
CMG. Let me find CMG.
The website's still wrong. Everything's wrong, basically.
Yeah. Ed Sue's funny list. What is that? Oh, my God.
No.
Debbie Downer, Biddy Better, Bitter Betty, Bitchy Betty,
Fuller,
Nosy Nelly, Pissy Chrissy, Naughty Nancy, Icky Ricky.
I like Naughty Nancy.
Mighty Mark.
You can be my little Naughty Nancy.
Oh, my God. Jeez.
Imagine people that don't know we're married. Can you just imagine?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Can you see the HR calls?
Mark, do you want me to email you the info? Because he doesn't have that.
Just put it on the screen. All I need is the website and the...
Partner in... Can I put it under spot notes?
Yeah.
And Dimitri has a great update.
Dimitri, you have an update?
After you're done with Crazy Mold Girl.
It's going to knock your socks off.
Socks? I didn't wear socks.
CMG Home Loans.
It's so cold I'm wearing 3 socks.
Day. Come sockless.
CMG Home Loans.
Nothing?
And I got you a gift card to Soup and Salad.
Oh, my God. Slurp my nuts.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Shannon is a shucks.
Partner in lending.
You know, I try not to
So
say
some of these spots they
the
have
actual list.
They speed it up.
Can you see my update there,
That
Mark?
doesn't sound like you. I said,
what, babe?
Can you see my update there
and then
under
one they
spot
had me
notes?
talking like this a little bit.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes. They'll slow them down.
It's partnerinlending.com.
Well, here's what drives me nuts about that. They're 30 seconds.
I know.
If you speed it up, you're bringing it down to 28 or whatever you're
There is
bringing
the
it down.
case. That's what I thought, too.
I think what they do is they take everything in whatever...
One of our old board ops, we came up with
this. Do they
this.
take everything in a block and squeeze it?
Dandy Dan.
Or do they do it per commercial?
Squeeze
Silly
or
Sally.
stretch to try to get to whatever.
I need more
for the
this
whole
list.
day, though, basically, or for the whole block.
Yeah, the block, yeah.
That's
so that's
funny.
the problem. They'll say, oh, we want to squeeze another 2 minutes in. So they'll take every commercial in that 4 hours.
Yeah. If it's some sort of satellite, not satellite, but automated show, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to do it when I was running
I do
Rush
have
Limbaugh
CMG
on
Live.
KOA 1,000 years ago. We would record it on reel to reel.
Oh, wow.
And adjust the pitch of the reel to reel machine.
Oh, here we go.
So we could get in an extra 2 minutes of commercials every hour.
Mark, I'm able to update the live copy.
Oh, cool.
I think.
You just made me think when you said reel to reel, you made me think of those old carts and that asshole that would always play them. And then I'd play him and then he'd yell at me for putting the cart back in the wrong place.
679.
Well, Jay Marvin's dead now.
Jay Marvin, yep.
Oh, I remember Jay Marvin.
I remember him.
Is he still on the air?
Now he's dead.
679.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
When?
When did he die?
Years ago.
I don't care. Kind of recently. It's been a while.
That was the favorite person Shannon ever poured out for.
He used to call people brainstems.
Yep. Yeah. Give it a name.
Give it a name.
6679.
That's a line
I don't
from
see
Things
where
to
the
Do in Denver
website
When You're
is.
Dead.
Yeah.
Yep. And boat drinks.
He'd have all these cards that were stuff like that.
Need
It'd
a
be the
reverse
actual
flow?
clip
Yes,
from the
they're a
movie.
great option
That
for
movie?
seniors.
All movie. It didn't
But
matter.
now it's time
I mean,
to
there's.
put that
It looked
equity
like
to
this
work.
carousel that you could spin, and there's probably 10 rows in a circle, and maybe 20 times 10, maybe 200 cards, 100 cards, whatever.
Or
And they'd be
partner in
labeled at the end, just
Sure.
like a VHS tape.
Sure.
And whatever it would be.
Partner
That's pretty cool.
in lending.com.
Susan's talking out loud again.
Oh,
Stand
God,
by.
sorry.
This is worth. Call Fuller.com.
All right, 303-713-8255. 303 Martino, you've been ripped off or taken advantage of. And Dimitri's got a great update, but we're going to finish up with Danny first, or at least get rolling. So Danny called up. When did these windows, renewal by Anderson, when did the company install the windows, and how many windows did they install? Was it the whole house or what?
No, just thankfully they talked me into the ones in my bedroom and my bathrooms, which is awful.
How many windows?
And the 5 windows.
And when were
one
they
sliding
installed?
Glass door. December 19th, 2023.
Oh my God, 2023.
And we are still dealing with this. In May, I called them. They came out, and their guy Andrew came out and looked at everything, and he said, "Oh man, it's the glass itself. We're going to have to remake them." Then I never hear from him again.
Where is the mold growing?
Okay, so the windows condensate.
Yes.
It's cold outside, warm inside, and the glass isn't good enough, I guess.
Is it double
there's
pane?
Yes.
Okay, so double pane. Do you see mold? I'm just asking where the mold is. Do you see it between the sheets of glass? Where do you see it? Is it in the walls now?
No. It's where the water runs off the window and sits on that ledge.
Outside or inside?
Right inside the house, right below where the window stops, the trim ledge.
Yeah, I got you. So it's going into the wall behind the drywall.
It should be just sitting on that ledge and probably going in between where the window closes. And
I think I understand what you're saying. So if I'm staring at one of these windows, the worst one, I understand how the water's running down and it's getting out. I mean, in other words, there's air in there. The seals have broke. Something has happened to allow moisture and air and everything else into that window. So the water runs down to the bottom, and then it's starting to mold along, the track at the bottom, along with the wood that's under it, or the frame?
The wood, because they're wood frames.
And you can actually see like green or black mold?
It's white.
White mold. Boy, I'd love to see a picture of this. Do you have any pictures of this you can send us?
I have lots of pictures.
Yeah, I don't need 100. I just want the worst ones. What's that?
I sent everything to the Better Business Bureau, and they're still messing around.
Well, of course they are.
They told me twice they're going to send somebody out, and then they sent out the measurement guy that originally measured the windows, who measured them wrong, and they were too small in the beginning.
The sales guy you talked to that came out and said, "Oh man, there must be a problem with the glass." How long ago was that?
That was May 20th, 2024.
And that was it? You kind of just let it go after that? Or have you had more contact with him?
8 weeks. He told me it would be 8 weeks and they'd get a hold of me when the windows were remade.
So do you have anything in writing, like from anybody in the company saying, "Hey, we're going to remake these"?
Nope. Just his word.
Does he still work there?
They said he does, yeah.
But you can't get in touch with him anymore?
Not him personally, no. I can only get a hold of Anderson, Renewal by Anderson, the company. And what I think happened was in that 8 weeks where they said, "Hey, we're going to remake the windows," they got paid from Green Sky, their lender.
Yeah, of course.
And so then they just let it go until my contract had run out. And now it was $22,000.
What is the warranty on these windows?
It's supposed to be lifetime. but you can't even get them to do it right the first time. So,
well, okay, but I mean, we don't get a lot of calls on these guys. This one's pretty interesting for these guys. The way they're handling it is kind of perplexing to me. I don't quite understand why they would tell you they're getting the ball rolling to get these made right. Were they saying they're the wrong size, or literally that there was something wrong with the glass?
He said there was something wrong with the glass itself.
That just doesn't make any sense to me. Suzanne, let me put her on hold and see if you can get Nick Gravina up for me. I want to talk to Nick Gravina about this real quick. What location, where are you, Danny?
I am outside of Fort Morgan, Colorado, and there's
where the hell's that? I'm sorry. I don't even know where that is, people. How far north is that from Denver?
I-70, an hour northeast on I-76.
Oh, God bless.
Around 20 minutes, maybe.
That's a heck of an ask. I don't even know, but hold on. Let's see what he says on the phone. That's a heck of an ask to go out there and check it out. I'm just, you're not claiming there's like black mold everywhere and you're sick and stuff like that. You just want the windows fixed, right?
No, and I've been cleaning the mold because obviously I'm not going to let myself get sick.
Listen, I'm going to put you on hold right now again. We're going to try to get our expert up, but send me some pictures, like 2 or 3 pictures
How do I do that?
That make sense. You're going to send them to help, HELP at troubleshooter.com, okay?
Okay.
And then hold on, we're going to get an expert up. Suzanne will ask you any questions if she has any. Dimitri, tell me about this update. By the way, we have some lines open, 303-713-8255-303 Martino. We use the power of the media to get things done. Let's just put it how it is. Dimitri, what is this great update?
Mark, it's preposterously hilarious, and it's a serious issue for the consumer, but the more I dug into it, the more funny and silly it became. You may recall that yesterday we got a call from a gentleman named Steve, who admits to having pulled into a pay parking garage in Cherry Creek.
He had an $11,000 parking ticket, right? Or parking bill.
Yeah, he parked. That's the upshot of the story. He parked there once, and he admits to it. He didn't pay the bill. He got a ticket from this company that I'm actually personally familiar with because they started hounding me for something.
And apparently the guy that owns this company, he's an attorney, right?
Oh, no. I'll get to that in a moment. There's an attorney involved. So Parking Revenue Recovery Services, which is an Aurora company, I remember having looked them up last summer. They've sent him, yesterday Steve said, over 90 separate bills for this parking ticket.
Now, when you say that, by email?
No, by U.S. mail.
Wait a minute. They sent 90 notices in like a day.
No, since August. They've been sending this since August.
90.
Yeah, and I had trouble believing that. I'm thinking to myself, they're probably billing him $92, but through some computer glitch, it keeps generating the same bill over and over again.
How's it actually working?
I just logged into his account at Parking Revenue Recovery Services. There are now literally 100 separate invoices.
Hold on. We got to take this break. I'm dying to hear the end of this one after this. So I'm hoping, you said it's a great update. I'm hoping so because my brain's ready to explode.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Yeah, we're looking better on the highways. Everything's been cleared up, including southbound 225 at 6th Avenue. It's kind of off to the side. Still some backups there, but looks better on the traffic jam anyway. The other direction's wide open for us. In fact, most of the freeways right now are wide open. It's wet, sloppy. It's slushy in areas, still icy, especially bridges and ramps. So continue using extra care if you're out on the roadways. Northbound Chambers at Cottonwood on a crash, and had one on Mississippi just west of Tower as well as Mississippi and Peoria. That was a rollover.
Lowe's knows that free is just better. That's why My Lowe's Rewards is free to join and lets you unlock member-only deals, earn points towards My Lowe's money, and more. Join for free today. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at Lowe's.com/terms, subject to change.
John Clace, he works for CMG Home Loans. He's a direct lender, meaning he works for the bank. The best rates you're going to get out there. He can do loans in every single state. He can do reverse mortgages, 15-year mortgages, 30-year mortgages, the all-in-one loan, which is a 30-year HELOC to where you can access the equity in your house at any time. If it's a loan, they can do it. the best pricing out there. I want you to check out John Clace at partnerinlending.com. That's partnerinlending.com. John Fuller, Fuller Law. Listen, if you've been hurt in an accident, you have nothing to lose. You can get free legal advice. You don't pay John anything until he wins the case for you. Then it's just all on contingency. But here's the bottom line. You want to deal directly with an attorney after an accident. You don't want to deal with these guys where you're dealing with paralegals and possibly 4 or 5 different attorneys forever. You want a guy that's going to get you the maximum results and hold your hand through the case. That's John Fuller. Check him out at callfuller.com. That's callfuller.com. Brooke and RedRocksRS.com. Red Rocks Roof and Solar. These guys are unbelievable. If you have a commercial project out there, she can generally get from 95 to 120% of it paid through grants and through tax credits. It's absolutely unbelievable. Check out all the details. Give her a call. RedRocksRS.com.
Hey, Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you. At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere.
Once, Mark. Oh.
Say it again.
Okay, MR, you should be able to hear the
everything I
studio
saw in that
chat
attorney in
once
that
Mark
company
is done with the
yesterday,
lives.
just Googling it.
He's going to come on.
I will
It all looks shady.
harass
as hell.
Shannon.
The attorney's going to come on? What part was he missing?
Who's attorney?
This collection attorney.
What
That's
part
Kelly
was
guy.
this
I
MR
have no
missing?
idea. It just says, can we please hear the
I've seen
studio
some,
chat and not the commercials? So I'm
Fridays.
clarifying why he's hearing commercials.
To have him on. Daniel B.
Well, because you'll always hear, like you said, you'll always hear him before.
Until Mark is done with the lives.
Yep.
Okay, YouTubies, that's how it is.
And there's nothing to hear while I'm doing the lives because no one's talking but me.
Well, not doing the lives. I'm saying
Well,
even beforehand.
I am a person, Mark.
I don't feed it or even try to talk to you before you do the lives because
I'm sorry, I
we
hear
know
some weird chipper thing in my headphones. Sounds like an old woman screeching.
Who, me?
Gee, thanks,
Oh, God, there it goes again.
Wow.
Who, me?
God.
Who, me?
So, folks, I don't feed Mark before he does the lives because all you would
What
hear
is that annoying cackle I'm hearing? It sounds like Hillary Clinton.
is the mice
Are you talking about me or Shannon?
You'd hear the mouse wheel squeaking in his head
God,
as
I
he
was gonna
thinks about
say.
how to read the lives.
We won't be friends the rest of the day. Woohoo!
My goodness.
You
I
were
I
going
wouldn't
out
be
with our
friends with
besties.
Shannon either.
You would smell something burning because Mark is thinking about doing the lives. So
I'm
there's
going to
no-
get him a gift certificate to Roller Food. What would you say is the worst gas station food?
Oh,
Some
he
are
likes
good.
wieners.
7-Eleven's
Get him
not
something to wieners.
Who doesn't like a
Roller
mouthful
food?
of wieners?
I do like Roller Food.
Shannon likes wienering around while he's eating wieners.
You know, we could get a wiener roller for the office for like $80.
I have one.
Do you?
We have one at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More
For
use
hot
than the
dogs
pizza oven, I
and
bet.
hamburgers shaped like hot dogs, and sausages.
Wing off.
Oh,
Can you please
snap.
fire that up?
Sure.
That went right over his head.
I didn't hear it. I was paying attention to someone important, Dimitri.
Shannon checks in about every 6 months to see if you've used that pizza oven yet.
Do we still have it?
Oh, that's effed up to not even
It's
know.
like a $500 pizza
I know,
oven.
you're killing
never
me.
I
been
went
out of
to
the
fire it
box.
up. It's like you got to hook that thing up to propane,
Oh,
and the
I'm
whole
sure
thing's
that-
crazy.
I'm sure that the Atom Smasher
And it
in
weighs
Sweden is
800.
easier. Wherever the hell it
Case
is.
31 says, just don't feed Mark after midnight, Shannon.
Oh, or get him wet.
I couldn't believe that freaking pizza oven. It's so crazy looking.
We got to find a home for it, I guess.
I bought a steak machine too one time.
The sous vide.
It's a steak machine.
It's supposed to get up to 1,200 degrees.
Oh, a searing machine. Yeah.
So I get it. Comes in from Amazon. It was $500-600. That damn thing was more complicated than anything I ever seen. I sent it back too. It's hard to get anything up to 1,200 degrees in Colorado, though.
Yeah.
It's all propane.
Oh, it's propane.
Well, the last few appeared to be the same one.
Yeah,
and
but I
they're
couldn't get
all
it up to
your
1,200.
voice.
The highest I get is like 800. I can get my little
Can we
green
try
egg
to send
close
them
to
again?
there.
'Cause I just haven't seen them come
Here we
in
go.
yet, and I figured they'd be here by
And you go through like a half a thing of propane.
Oh, maybe it's just tape. Let's.
All right, folks, 303-713-8255, 303 Martino. We got lines open. You got any questions, comments, complaints, you want to just out some bad contractor, we'd love to hear from you. We use the power of the media to go after the scumbags out there making your life miserable. Now, what I need from Dimitri is to tell me about this parking. This poor guy gets a parking ticket. He has gotten 100 notices by snail mail, USPS, to his house. Well, you logged into his account because you doubted this.
I doubted it. I thought it was a glitch. Well, I just logged into. I'm in there right now. I'm at his account at the collection agency. There are now a nice even 100 different invoices for $92 each, including 3 that was issued just today. And today isn't over yet.
Now, wait a second. So why would they be getting invoices 3 times a day? Does the caller say he doesn't owe the money?
He owes for one parking event.
Which would be what?
$92.
But after, is there attorney's fees? Is there collection fees? What are we at?
I haven't seen that, but here's where it gets even better.
Go ahead.
So the parking tickets that he has now received total $9,700.
How is that possible?
Well, 100 times 92.
Wait, so they're each a different invoice?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're billing him for 100 different invoices.
So they're basically billing him for parking there every day.
Well, 3 times today.
3 times?
For the parking event that took place in August.
How's that possible?
Well, here it gets better. So he owes $9,200 for the invoices, but...
For parking there one time.
It gets better. There is also a convenience fee of $500.
Oh, my God.
So...
What's the name of this company again?
Well, there are 2 companies involved in this. So he gets these invoices from a place called Parking Revenue Recovery Services, Inc., which
Who's
is an
the
Aurora
invoice
company.
from? What does it say?
Well, it says notice of non-compliance. There's 2 photographs of this vehicle coming in and coming out. It says date issued. So the one I'm looking at, date issued January 31st of 2025.
And he wasn't there.
He wasn't there. And it's also the same pair of photos in all of these.
So it's the same exact photo.
It's the same exact photo.
Well, this has got to be a glitch then. I mean, they can't be this stupid.
No, of course not. And to make matters worse, this invoice also appears to include
I think the state of Colorado possibly went after those guys.
They did. They did. I think more than once. And I saw a reference to them in a story that was dated just December of last year.
What was the gist?
The gist is they reached some kind of a settlement with the state government and an agreement to refund.
Because they were basically sending out, phony baloney invoices or what?
I didn't see any mention of phony baloney invoices. I don't remember
that's not
the
a technical
details.
term.
Yeah, well, I didn't see the details of that story because part of it was behind a paywall.
Got it.
But I got the idea that it was kind of a scumbag company, in my opinion. So Daniel B. Kelly is an attorney whose office apparently is in Centennial. And he's the one that's also trying to collect on these invoices.
He's trying to collect on $9,600 plus $500.
I don't think he even knows this because no attorney in his right mind would risk his license or the exposure under the Federal Fair Debt Collection Act by trying to collect 99 bogus invoices.
So what happened when you talked to him?
Well, so I sent him an email asking for comment on this story. And Mr. Kelly did respond to me. He very politely said, hey, thanks for the opportunity to respond to the story about concerning my firm. He said I did ask him to come on the air with us on Friday because it is car day.
Cool.
And I thought this would be a nice fit with the theme. So he said he'll be out of the office on Friday, but he'll be glad to talk to us, and he gave me his cell phone number. He said, understandably, and I agree with him, that the client attorney privilege will preclude him from discussing any specific customers of his.
But in general, how about all the people they've done this to?
But in general, he did issue 3 bullet points of the kind of stuff that he can talk about. And I'm not looking to nail this guy to the wall.
Well, the attorney might not know.
I don't think he knows.
That the client is billing $10,000 in billing for parking every single day, 3 times a day.
No, I agree. I don't think Mr. Kelly's going to lose his law license or a huge judgment against him under the FDCPA by sending out 100 or 99 bogus bills, right? So I do intend to clue him into this on Friday, and I do want to talk to this guy about his business. I've never heard of an attorney who does nothing.
Did you try to call the actual towing company, or not towing company, the parking lot company?
At 148 Steel or something like that.
I don't know what it is.
Because I don't think that No, because I don't think they have much to do with this. It's a parking lot located at 158 Steel Street.
So where does it stand now?
Well, it stands.
Well, wait a minute. You just said something I want to clarify.
Mm-hmm.
These invoices, are they from this attorney's collection firm, or are they literally getting generated by the parking people?
They appear to be generated by, two entities appear on these invoices. One of them is Parking Revenue Recovery Services.
Who do they want the check made to?
Parking Revenue Recovery Services.
So that's the problem right there.
Issuer/creditor. So you generally pay a debt to the creditor. But Mr. Kelly's name and contact information also appears on these invoices.
This is absurd.
And so I do want to talk to him.
Well,
I
want to talk to him
conversation.
Too. But this guy, you're saying they're billing him right now. You talked to him yesterday, and they've already billed him 3 times today again.
Yeah, I talked to the consumer. I talked to Steve yesterday. The lawyer, Mr. Kelly, and I exchanged emails. There was no answer.
When was that, though? Yesterday?
I sent him an email yesterday. He responded either last night or this morning.
So he hasn't done anything?
Well, I didn't tell him about what case I'm actually calling about. Because I didn't want this account to get cleaned up overnight before I got a chance to log in and confirm the caller's allegations.
I want to know more about this company because I know I've heard about them in the past. This is ridiculous. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know if it's a shakedown. It sounds like a mistake.
Mark, it's
God
hilarious.
help us.
It's hilarious.
All right, folks, we got a lot cooking. 303-713-8255. 303 Martino. That's craziness.
Samsung? I should have my son log in and see, because he's
Does
probably
he owe money?
Yeah, he
log in and see what
20
his
letters.
is.
Oh, yeah, he might have a nice...
Log in and see what his is.
And
he might have a nice...
One day he drove my car. This was a parking lot in Capitol Hill. And then I got a ticket.
Yeah.
They sent it to me.
Yeah.
How many do you have, or did you pay?
I think I've had... No, I didn't pay it.
Ask him how many he's got if we can look at his account.
Oh, because I get the mail. I mean...
I'll get food to come back.
I have at least 20.
Well, I'm gonna.
They come like every day.
I'm going to log into my account in a moment.
Did you get one?
I got one last summer, and I didn't even think about checking.
That's ridiculous.
Did you pay it?
No.
Yeah, I'm not going to pay that.
I had a recorded phone call with them, and they said I'm not going to pay it.
They just say, if you're parking in one of our lots again, your car can be booted, and they just try and threaten you.
He's on the weight loss stuff.
Because I was collecting information for FTCPA lawsuit against them.
Oh, okay.
For my behalf.
I mean, he wants to eat, but he's not right. He doesn't, other than pizza, which I'm about, I want something healthier than pizza.
Have you guys thought of eating at dough counter?
I just always go back because, like, Tom used to own parking lots.
Yeah.
And he probably had a company.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
But they're, some people might pay, some people don't. But they can't really legally do anything.
Somebody elderly or otherwise unsophisticated is going to pay $9,700.
That's outrageous. I mean,
what's your license plate number?
Oh, mine? 955 VAX.
Oh, we got
Colorado.
Yeah, love it.
It's for Troubleshooter Show.
No side effects, nothing. Try.
Yeah,
Zepatide.
there it is.
Zepatide.
Really?
Good. Dean, D is in dog. Am I hearing you right?
25 pounds, 5 weeks. I'm this week's slowing down a little, but I already know why. Super Bowl, and it has nothing to do with food. We had every kind of food you can imagine at the party. I ate like 20 Doritos.
Looks like a pickup truck.
But it's beer. I drank a lot of beer over the weekend.
Right.
And I like the freaking heavy duty,
Like
200
Michael.
calories plus.
Well, that's Michael's issue. He hardly eats anything, but
Yeah, the beer will get you. But I dropped first 5 weeks, 25 pounds. I'm hovering right there. I dropped since Monday. I've dropped
right there
another maybe 2 pounds.
You only got
talk to Michael. Maybe he'll try that.
How many notices they sent you?
It works great. I have no side effects.
So
Nothing.
I did the other one for a short time, and I lost a good amount of weight.
Semaglutide.
Yeah, semaglutide.
Semaglutide, yeah.
Yeah, I did that, and I did it for like 2.5 months.
You got sick.
I got real sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it affected my gallbladder and my liver, and I ended up having to go get like everything sonogrammed, and they had to stop me because I got like pretty bad sick. Michael was trying to take me to the ER in the middle of the night one night, and I wouldn't let him.
I've had, zero.
Yeah.
I just won't eat that much at all, though. It's amazing how full you get.
Yes. Yeah, like 3-4 bites in food, and you're like.
To me, it's all the food noise. The fact that food noise is gone is the part that I just can't believe. Because usually what I do is I would, this time of year, I'd go 4 to 6 weeks, no carbs, no alcohol, and all I would do is think of food. I mean, that's it. All I would do is think of the next meal. And then this just gets rid of that, which is crazy.
That's awesome. No, I lost a good amount of weight. But
Thinking of food?
Got real sick, though.
That's another photo.
That's funny.
Yeah, so my side effect was like 0.06% of people get it.
0.06? That's crazy. You're the lucky one.
I was, so I had to get off. But
yeah.
Any luck on Gravina?
It says, okay, so it says this notifications are silenced, and then there's a button that says notify anyway. Do you want me to hit that?
Yeah, of course.
Hit it.
Tell them we need them on the air.
But these are different pictures. These are all separate photos.
Okay, and then let me send you these pictures of the mold.
And then Mark Szymanski, if we can't get Nick on, get Szymanski.
Okay.
And I'm going to send you pictures of a mole.
The guy on line 2, Mark, said he got the same kind of crazy parking ticket he's dealing with now.
Yeah.
Jeez. This attorney's not going to come on the air, I bet.
8 o'clock, exit.
I tried calling. I held for like 8 minutes.
Yesterday?
Whatever day he called. Yesterday
it was
or
yesterday.
Monday.
Yours is?
My son. His son's. We
how
just
many?
looked up
How many different invoices?
Oh.
how much is your son?
690.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I don't even know what these pictures are supposed to show me.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm doing my job.
Oh, for the life of me, I don't know what these are. I mean, I see that it's not installed right, I guess. It's got a 1/4-inch gap around the window.
Well, that's the screen, Mark.
Oh, that is the screen.
That's not the window.
I have no idea what she's
Let me
talking.
tell you something.
Yeah.
I'm calling crazy.
You think she's crazy?
Yes.
But why would Anderson tell her they're going to order new windows just to get out of there?
That's her version. That's how she perceived
anything on these. What is she talking about? Send them to Dimitri as well.
Okay, Dimitri, I'm sending to you. Let's see here. Mark, Dimitri.
So his is 700 and they're different invoices.
Yeah, those are legit.
What do you mean they're legit?
Well, they're legit. They're different photos. His son has been in and out at various different
so
days
his son
and times.
owes the money.
Yeah, his son is legitimate.
Yours is just, or his is just regenerating the same one.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And it's definitely a new invoice, so.
It's a new invoice, but the same set of 2 photos.
Morons. So how would you ever know? Oh, that's crazy. If my son got me legitimate ones, I'd kill him. He'd be paying for them. I wouldn't even,
well, of course,
wouldn't even blink.
Yeah.
Sounds like something you ought to start.
But I want to ask the
Good way to make money.
Troubleshooter Show. What is your first name?
You just, you know what? There is scams like that,
Yeah.
Shannon, straight up. You just start emailing bills to people with a link to pay for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got a widget from me last week.
Tom Martino?
You figure you send out 1,000, you get what?
I'm going to try to catfish Martino with pictures
that's
of
my
a
guess.
sexy.
That's $920 for doing nothing.
Yeah.
Plus a convenience fee, $40 in Scott's case.
What?
Plus they charge a convenience fee for all of these.
On Scotch, too?
Yeah, $40
each.
No total. My guy is $500.
So he literally, his kid's been going there parking and not paying.
Yeah.
I wonder why he's doing that.
Yeah, that's a good question.
All right, here we go.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Welcome, my friends, to the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. You've been ripped off, maybe a bad contractor, for any matter. It doesn't even matter what it is, a bad dentist, a bad doctor, a bad chiropractor. There's one we haven't got a call on in a long time is chiropractors. There was a period of time pre-COVID, those guys would sell everything. We would have chiropractors selling stem cells, dead stem cells that did nothing. We would have chiropractors selling red light therapy. Now, granted, there might be something to red light therapy, but you could buy the exact same thing on Amazon for like $39, and they were selling it for thousands of dollars. You name it, we have dealt with it. We have recouped over $300 million in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds directly due to the show. We have two lines open, 303-713-8255. Frank Duran, the real estate man, joins us. Stephanie Thomas, the real estate woman, joins us. We've got Deputy Dimitri, Suzanne. Stephanie's over there laughing. You didn't like that? If he's Frank Duran, the real estate man, what rhymes with Stephanie Thomas? Help me out here.
Stephanie Thomas always keeps her promise.
Oh, I love that. That's
Stephanie
great.
Thomas always keeps her promise. I like that. And then we've got Deputy
also.
Dollar, Deputy Dimitri, Suzanne answering the phones, Shannon running the board. It's a good day to get help. 303 Martino. Now, we were talking about a case we're going to go back to Danny on this renewal by Anderson, but Danny, Suzanne, what's going on with that? We have Nick Ravina, and then you're going to try Shemansky.
Well, I haven't heard back from Nick, so I already have a message into Shemansky. He usually gets back to me here pretty quick.
Yeah,
Mark.
he's fast, and then if not K&H, but I'd want a window person.
Did you see the pictures that I sent you?
I can't understand these. In fact, I'll ask Danny real quick, and then I got to go back to this parking ticket thing. People aren't going to believe this one, but hey, Danny, really quick while I'm getting my window expert up, I looked at these pictures, and if people go to our YouTube, I'm going to try to get them up during break. I don't understand what's wrong. Like the one where the scissors are there, why are the scissors in between the screen and the wood? Why is that?
Well, that was just, I have many problems, but that just shows that bugs are in my house now because the screens have a 3 millimeter gap that you can fit scissors in.
But wait a minute. The screen, hold on though. The screen's on the inside. So how would the bugs get through the glass?
Well, you got to open the window in the summertime.
Do you have bugs everywhere?
I live in the country.
Yeah.
I have cows.
Yeah. But you do have bugs. Hey, listen, I'm not, it's not a judging thing. I'm just asking you, do you see bugs everywhere?
In my house, not now. It's wintertime. But in the summertime when we open the windows at night, yes.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you actually said the wintertime part. Honest to God, I was thinking you were crazy. Just for a second. No offense. I have gone out to people's homes that have told me they've been infested, and they're spotless. You couldn't believe it. They're pointing at carpet fibers, saying they're actually bugs. So I wanted to make sure we're not diving into insanity.
What kind of bugs, Danny? I mean, we live in the country too, and the only bugs I see come in the house are the flies. And let me tell you,
flies suck.
Our windows are solid.
Yeah, I don't even know how the flies get in.
Yeah, it's always a real pisser.
But what I'm looking for in these pictures, to get back to that, is I don't see where this mold is on these. What am I looking at?
You don't. So if you look at I could only send one picture basically at a time. It was not going very well. But if you look at the white, you see the little white dots on the wood, and you can see the moisture at the bottom of the glass. That was this morning. That was just a little bit ago.
Which of the photos? The one with the scissors or the one
or the other one? Or both?
No, the scissors was just showing that the screen, and I shouldn't have sent that because I couldn't get anything else to send.
That's fine. Dimitri,
we don't have air conditioning here. I have a solar house. I have a passive solar house.
Yeah.
So we don't have air conditioning, and in the summertime we have the windows open, and we have.
I still am not understanding, looking at the picture without the scissors, where the mold is.
You can't see the bottom of the glass that's got the water droplets all over it.
Is that on the outside or inside?
That's on the inside.
So that is literally on the inside, in between that panel and the screen.
There's no screen in the one that shows the mold. Did you get that one?
No.
We didn't get that.
No, hold
one,
on. Make
Danny.
sure Suzanne gets that, because the one I'm looking at, there's definitely a screen on there. Not the one with scissors, but the other one without scissors. I mean, the screen is on there. And Dimitri, do you see the water? I simply don't see it.
No, her camera unfortunately focused on the screen itself, so everything else is fuzzy.
So we had this, Dimitri was working on one. We had a guy call yesterday. What's the name of the collection agency, the parking collecting?
Parking Revenue Recovery Associates?
Parking Revenue Recovery Associates. This guy parked at this one parking lot one time.
Oh, services. Excuse me. Parking Revenue Recovery Services, Inc.
So what was the caller's name yesterday?
Steve.
Steve called up yesterday, and it was hard for any of us to believe, but the bottom line was this. He did park here one time.
Yep, in August.
And he didn't pay.
He didn't pay.
And he got a bill for how much?
$92.
So $92. But ever since then, in August, he has received how many new bills? Not reminder bills, but new invoices.
Well, based on what I just observed in his online account, they're a nice even number of 100. And
three of them were today.
Yeah, three of them so far today.
And according to him, he's only parked there one time.
Yeah, and these invoices that I clicked on, they're dated different days and times, but they use the same two photographs of his vehicle entering and exiting as the August invoice. Now, Steve told me something kind of interesting. He actually called the collection agency and said, hey, this can't be right. And the lady he spoke with said, no, it's $9,200, but, I'll tell you what, we'll give you a courtesy discount of $2,000.
So they wanted $7,000.
Yeah,
I just can't even believe this stuff's real. I really can't. But hold on. Dean says, Dean, you got the same issue going on?
Well, I don't know exactly what my bill is now.
Well, tell me what you do know. Did you ever park there, for example, even one time?
I think I parked in the same place. It's down in Cherry Creek. I was with a friend, and we went to the Cherry Creek Grill that offers 2 hours of free parking if you eat there.
I think we ate there before, Suzanne. I know exactly what he's talking about.
Hey, Dean, send us your license plate number, and I'm going to look up your account to see how many tickets you got now.
Okay, well, how do I do that?
Hold on. You're going to give it to Suzanne real quick off the air, then I'm going to pick back up. Go ahead, Suzanne. Grab that. And then Susie, we've got a lot of info on home title lock. But I've got to tell you something, Dimitri. This is my opinion, but from what I'm hearing right now, if they really said to the caller from yesterday, they're going to go ahead and give them a $2,000 discount off of $10,000 roughly. They're a bunch of thieves, in my opinion. I can't imagine a million years any justification for parking somewhere once, and then receiving, even as of today, 3 more bills, right? Each for $90-some.
Yep, that's what it looks like.
And if you look at his online account, his total isn't 93 plus fees. It's how much?
Well, it's $9,200 plus a convenience fee of $500.
That is absolutely, it's over $10,000.
No, it's $9,700 total. So
with the convenience fee.
Yeah.
Now, Dean, how much do they claim the last time you looked, the last time you talked to them? What did you guys figure out?
Well, they sent me a picture of my truck that I just gave Suzanne the license plate for. And as John Kelly, he sent me one of these ferocious demand letters.
The same attorney.
John Kelly.
Yep.
And I had emailed something back and said, I'll give you like $50 and we'll call it good. And they said, no. We'll settle for 75 or something like that.
Okay.
And I thought, screw them, So nothing's happened. And now I start getting all these,
letters.
Demand from a collection agency called Valor Intelligent Process.
Oh, yeah, I'm familiar with them, too.
And how much are they trying to get from you?
Well, they send me a text. And so I don't know how many texts they've sent me.
So his is different, though. You can't look it up on that one.
No, I looked it up. I have Dean's account right in front of me.
Oh, my God. How much? But that's not Valor. Hold on, Dean, right? Isn't that separate? Yeah. Or is Valor the same people?
Valor is a different company. Valor Intelligent Solutions is a big nationwide collection agency
who, according to the texts that they started sending me last summer, is conducting collection services for parking revenue recovery services.
Oh my God! So they're in cahoots. In other words.
Oh yeah.
How much is his?
Dean owes. Dean doesn't seem to have any mistakes in his account. It's a $92 ticket for parking that back in December 21st. It's $92 for the parking ticket and a convenience fee of $5.
All right, that seems reasonable, honestly. I mean, Dean, it sounds like you owe it. I mean, the guy we're talking about, he owes $10,000.
Well, I don't owe it. There's 2 hours of free parking.
Is that where we went with Marty, Suzanne?
Yes,
Dean?
is that in the Cherry Creek Mall?
Yeah, what was the name of the restaurant, Dean?
It was a Cherry Creek Grill.
Yeah, so literally we did the same thing Dean said. We met Marty there, and I parked, and it was 2 hours free right there kind of in that mall area. I know exactly what you're talking about, Dean, but I never got billed. I think we had to do something, though. In other words, this is like 5 years ago. I don't remember if we got it validated or what we had to do. How did you do it?
Dean.
Well, if you park in the right spot, you're supposed to just get 2 hours of free parking.
Yeah, but how would they possibly know, Dean, if it was only 2 hours? That's what I'm asking you.
I can shed some light on this. Dean,
Mark, I don't know how they would know.
I can help you with that.
I think everybody that goes in there gets a ticket.
Hold on, Dimitri knows.
Okay, Dean, on December 21st, you pulled into that parking lot at 6:01 p.m.
That's correct.
You pulled out at 9:04 p.m.
Oh, so you were there 3 hours, bro.
Now, it could be that you were in the wrong parking lot, too.
Or it could be that the time was wrong, but most likely that's not going to be
Well, I don't put it past.
No.
This is the same company that sent 100 different tickets to a guy.
I wouldn't put it past him. Dean, how long ago was this? When was that?
December 21st, right, Dean?
So last year. Barely.
Yeah, like a couple of months ago.
Okay, now, while I've got you, there's a person, and you might write this down. Her name is Erin, E-R-I-N, Murphy. She got a ticket there, and she was on Channel 7 complaining about, and she went to the same restaurant.
Same issue.
Huh?
The same issue.
Same issue. And she went to the TV station, and same thing. Well, anyway, but back to now.
What was the news when they did run it on TV? What was it? What were they saying about it?
Well, she said that she had 2 hours of free parking, and she got the $92 ticket.
That's crazy.
Maybe
the timing is wrong. Guys, hold on. I got to take this break. Hold on. Do with it what you may, Suzanne. 303-713-8255. One line open, 303 Martino. Hold tight.
For nearly 40 years now, kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, and windows and doors. Done right. Bank financing or significant cash discounts. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. DRHI.com or 800-362-8370.
Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. These guys put it all together for you. You know, when you start thinking about retirement, it's not, oh, you should buy this stock or be more conservative or blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's part of it. Don't get me wrong. But these guys, for over 40 years, they help you with the income and the growth, the different investments. They help with taxes, health care. They help with your legacy. They help you with Social Security to optimize all your benefits. Their long-term goal is to put extra dollars each month into your pocket. They'll talk to you about estate planning, long-term care. They just don't talk about the different tools for growth for your retirement. They talk about every aspect of retirement. I want you to call them up. You can do a phone conversation with them. You can have a Zoom with them. You can meet them in person. But put it all together with Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. Go to rpcenter.com. That's rpcenter.com. Let's talk about K&H Home Solutions. These guys have been around since 1967. You need new windows, siding, doors. I want you to check out K&H. They've got it all. They've got what's it go? K&H has what you're looking for, and I'm not kidding there. They have the new windows right here made in Colorado for people in Colorado. In fact, they're at the home show right now. You can go down and check them out there. They're great people. They've been around forever. The warranties are great. I think you get the idea. Check them out at khwindows.com. That's khwindows.com. Joseph A. Lazara, here's a guy, an attorney I hope you never need, but if you find yourself in a bind with the law, maybe a DUI, a shoplifting, maybe domestic violence, assault, it doesn't matter what it is. If you have been criminally charged, you need the best attorney. Joe knows all the DAs, the judges. If you're guilty, he'll help you get the best deal out there, and if you're innocent, he can fight for you. Check him out at lazaralegal.com or put this number in your phone, 303-429-6200.
Getting your house ready to sell? Really?
I can't believe how many people have parked in that lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was there 5 years ago. I was so shocked that there wasn't free parking for a mall.
But it's in North Cherry Creek.
Well, it's the mall.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Well, but not Cherry Creek.
Because I parked there
They were talking about?
a lot of
If
times.
we're talking about the restaurant Suzanne and I met Marty at, it is like a mall. It's kind of like on the outskirts.
Yeah, because he lived over there. But
Johnny
I know what you're
Rockets?
saying.
Say it again?
Were you at Johnny Rockets in the mall?
No.
Oh.
I've been to a Johnny Rockets in a casino.
Nice.
I think they had a good shake. I think I had like a chocolate shake.
Yep.
That's funny you say that. Johnny Rockets. They're inside. What's that Chinese casino? I always get the name wrong. Suzanne. It's
Sorry.
got.
I almost went on the air. Jesus. Gosh.
It's got the
I
bowling
did start
alley.
going on the air. Yeah. The California.
No.
Wait, you said the what?
The one that's, they always have the rodeo there.
Oh, South Point.
South Point. Thank you. Ummity. Still no window person, huh?
No, but I'm sending more pictures. I sent you another picture.
Let's go ahead and try,
Oh, this is a better one.
good.
Here.
Anything had to be better than the first one.
Okay, look at the ones I'm sending right. The one I'm sending right now.
What's the phone number for Denver Regen? Do you know offhand?
No. I don't even see a phone number on their website.
Well, that's insane. I mean, how's that even possible? Look on referral list for me.
I am right now.
That's unbelievable if they don't have a phone number
I
on there.
said I didn't see one.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, regardless.
Oh, 720
Yep.
583
Yep.
1648.
That's crazy. I'm going to look. It should be very easy to find. I mean, big deal if they have it and it's hidden. It's ridiculous.
Oh, it's up the top right. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I see.
My bad.
Frank and Stephanie walk out in the hall to talk about you behind your back. I'd be so paranoid.
Yeah, please. I quit getting paranoid.
Yeah, here you go. Music. Where the hell's the music?
All right, 303-713-8255. One line open, 303 Martino. We've got a few different things cooking right now. Dean had that same issue with that parking ticket, but the one that's driving me crazy is the caller Dimitri was working on over 10 grand. And then Dean started saying, hey, there's other people that have gone through the same issue. So I'm going to put the word out there right now. If you have been involved in this and have gotten a ticket from these people, and I'd asked Dimitri the exact name on there. I think one of them was Valor. Does anybody remember the other one? I got to start putting this stuff up on the screen. But yeah, I don't want to say the name wrong in case there's something similar like that. But we'll get that out there throughout the show a few more times. But email us at help@troubleshooter.com because I know these guys got in trouble for bad collection practices or something like that. I don't exactly recall what it was, but I read quite a few articles. Hey, Dimitri, I need to know that name again. I want to start telling people to reach out to help@troubleshooter.com if they've gotten tickets by these guys, and especially if they have, like what your guy does, a $10,000 bill for parking there once.
Yeah.
It's unconscionable.
Well, it certainly is unconscionable, and these tickets are coming from Parking Revenue Recovery Services of Aurora, but also Valor Intelligence Solutions is involved in this in some cases, as they were in mine.
They're both doing collections for
the
basically
same tickets. So Valor told me that they're actually a bill collector who's working on behalf of Parking Revenue Recovery Services, which is also a bill collector.
So basically, if I have this right, to the best of my guess, you have your owner who owns the lot, then you have someone that actually maintains the lot and bills people for parking. That could be through a gate. That could be his own employees if it's a guy who owns it. That could be the owner actually hiring an outside company to put in the computers where you enter the license plate. You have someone that manages the lot. So you have the owner, then the managing of the lot, and then on top of that, you have a collection company,
well, there are two. There's
just the first one.
The first one is Parking Revenue Recovery Services of Aurora.
Those guys right there send out the first bill, and it sounds like if they can't get it paid, they turn it over to Valor.
Valor Intelligence Solutions, which is a national company, and also this attorney from Centennial is involved in this in some cases, and that's Daniel B. Kelly's law office over there in South Quebec.
And he's the one that apparently is coming on Friday.
Yeah.
You think he'll actually come on? You've been doing this a little.
Yeah, hopefully he's not listening today.
Well, who cares if he's listening?
But honestly, I do not intend to try to nail him to the wall for anything. I think it would be a super fun, polite conversation.
Yesterday. Suzanne, you called yesterday to try to get Kelly on, didn't you? Dan Kelly?
Yes.
She sat on hold for like 10 minutes or whatever. No one answers, right? I mean, it's just straight up nobody.
Well, he sent me his cell number. And even though he won't be in the office on Friday, he said that he'll be happy to talk to us if we call his cell number.
And he knows who we are.
Oh, yeah, I explained that in great detail.
I just can't believe that one. Dean, you got anything else to add, man?
Oh, absolutely. This is, if you're going to get the lawyer involved, I didn't get finished with some of the stuff.
Oh, God, go, quick.
All right. There's a couple things. One, that lot there, and there was a zoning change in that area. Okay, and at one time that lot the parking was involved with those businesses down there, and you said you've eaten at that restaurant.
Yep.
Well, there was a zoning change for that lot because they want to make that lot kind of a standalone business by itself instead of being incorporated with those businesses.
Yeah, but keep going, man.
Okay, well, this is where this really takes a left-hand turn. To do that, for that zoning change now, that lot has to have a Denver business license. Okay?
Yeah, but man, we are really getting into the weeds here. So you're saying they didn't have the right to give you the ticket?
That's correct. They didn't have a Denver business license.
Where did you read that? I mean, where did you read they had to have that?
After I got this ticket, I do a lot of homework on this stuff.
Yeah, but where can I read it? I find that hard to believe.
Because I had got that stuff in emails with the Denver licensing division down there, and they do not.
So when you bring up that excuse for not paying it, let's just call it what it is. What do they say? Do they say pound sand, or they don't even talk to you?
They don't even talk to you.
So where did this attorney Kelly get involved in your case?
Well, that's something that Dimitri can talk to him about. I told you earlier that he sent me one of these pay or die letters.
You know what? Hold on. I like this, Dean. So Kelly did reach out to him, this attorney. So do me a favor. Dean, give your information to Suzanne. She's going to email it to Dimitri. Let's pull up his info. You already have his thing there.
That's correct. I got his ticket here.
But think of what he's saying. He's saying that because they didn't have a Denver business license, they're not allowed to charge for parking. And I want to just double check. Dean, that's basically what you're saying, right?
That's correct. They may have one now.
Yeah, they might have one now, but what he's saying is, at that period of time, they did something with that parking lot. It changed hands, but there wasn't a Denver business. I don't know how, if you verify, that's even correct, but maybe that attorney would know.
Yeah, I'd like to verify that. So, Dean, whatever information you have to support that position, please email it over to us.
Yeah, get that. Suzanne's got that handle. We're going to have a line open, 303-713-8255. Now, Danny, I promise we're still trying to get that on. I got new pictures I'll look at during the break. And, Susie, you're going to be up next with Home Title Lock. Hold tight.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by College Invest.
All right, we've got a big crash working coming out of the tech center right now, southbound 25. It's at about Lincoln Avenue. Right, 3 lanes are blocked by rescue units on the scene, and backup's pretty solid all the way to C470. I'm going to add some time on that drive if you're heading down through that stretch. Definitely keep to the left, be extra careful. Right now, the freeway volume is pretty light everywhere else around town. It's wet and sloppy, a lot of splashback to deal with. Still getting some light snow across the metro also. Bridges and ramps are still icy as well as surface routes. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
It's tax season, which could be savings season if you open a college savings account with College Invest. Not only will you be saving for college, you can earn a Colorado income tax deduction for 2025. Start saving today at collegeinvest.org.
Bradley O'Brien, he's an attorney. He's a real estate attorney. He's got a team of skilled attorneys that work with him. But anything that has to do with real estate, seller review financing, contract reviews, buying and selling in general, loan docs, leases. How about if you're a landlord and you haven't updated your lease to your tenants in a long time? Adverse possession, easements, fence issues, property line disputes, title and survey reviews. Quiet title actions, you name it, they do it. Check them out at olslaw.com. That's olslaw.com. Mitch Floria, he's the owner of the Art of Granite. Suzanne and I have used them so many times. We have had 3 bathrooms done, brand new countertops, beautiful. We've had quartz in one and then granite, and then part of our kitchen, our laundry room. He's got a line of cabinets that are absolutely gorgeous. But if it has to do with countertops, these guys have it. And if they don't have the exact stone you want, check this out. You can use his wholesale account and shop anywhere. They'll do the fabrication. A great company, great people, and a great product. Check him out at theartofgranite.com.
Regen Revolution has helped me so much.
Mark?
Yeah.
I'm having no luck with window people.
Geez, that's amazing.
What a pain.
That was a cheap shot, but it works.
I sent you a close-up of the window.
Let's see.
I'm sorry, I think she's a little ridiculous.
I can't believe we can't get a window. We got like 5 window companies.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Good old-fashioned communication.
That's the best way. You get the random one-offs on, like, I just got this guy on Facebook.
Maybe we just have Scott or one of the deputies call over to renewal and see what's up.
Meet them up on WhatsApp or...
Oh, yeah, if they say WhatsApp, I immediately don't respond.
Yeah, I know.
Every single one. I was like,
Oh, yeah, I see that one.
I get at least 10.
It looks like ice. Now she sent a picture of the door.
That's interesting
This
right
is
there.
thermal imaging right here.
I think it's possible. Boy, that is weird. Look at that one. We have to have a window expert look at that.
I can let her go and call her back.
Yeah, let's let her go, call her back. I mean, that is crazy looking.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Some of that is ice, Mark.
Well, but it's in between the panes.
Oh, I already closed it out. But let me
That is wild looking.
Do you want to look at the thermal imaging?
Yeah.
I forgot to send it to Dimitri.
So the tunnel condensation between the glass panes.
Do you want to go back to her, or do you want me to just kill
No,
her?
I'm going to go back to her and tell her the plan, but is that on the door?
That's thermal imaging on the door.
Is that the door or window?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
I think that's a window again. I just don't know if any of these, I don't know what the numbers mean.
What's that?
that window with the bars?
No.
There's quite a bit of
Is that bad? Oh, geez.
It's pretty bad. That is pretty bad for a 2-year-old window. I don't think that's normal.
Well, especially the
Danny, we're going to go to you. Hang on.
They're supposed to be.
Just finish up with her. I'll take her number and call her back when I hear from someone.
Ooh, Trump. Looks like we're getting to the end of this second war here. I can't wait till Saturday at noon, brother. What happens Trump said if all the hostages aren't released Saturday at noon,
all hell's going to break
all
loose.
hell's going to break loose. I'm dying to get that defined. I'm not sure what else you can do to the Gaza Strip, though. I mean, it's pretty much, there's nothing there.
There's nothing left to pulverize.
No. I'm wondering if he'll hit Iran.
Give it to Disney and Steve Wynn. Let them fix it up.
Hey, Disney's coming around. They pulled all their DEI bullshit.
Yeah.
So did Coca-Cola. Did you hear what Coca-Cola did?
No. What did Coke do?
Called ICE on some of their employees.
Did they really?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
I am not kidding.
He's saying that. Hold on.
You make typey on Google now.
Coke calls ICE on employees. That's not just dropping DEI. They sure did.
Bam.
They sure did.
Normally I like ICE.
We're going to start drinking Coke again up in here.
Going to start drinking Coke with ice.
They're facing backlash. I guess the liberals don't understand that most people are on the complete opposite side.
70% at least.
At least 70% with DEI stuff.
And with violent illegals.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mark, you got to do a house spot. Run out of time.
We all are. There we go.
John Libby says Doge is finding Social Security. Yep. All right, 303-713-8255. The more I read about Doge, the more I love. I'm sorry. You realize they have found Social Security checks now going out to people that are 150 years old. Now, I'm not a doctor, but I've never seen someone that's 150 years old. I guess it's possible. I guess, Doc comes in occasionally, but he ain't 150. I mean, this is crazy. Imagine that. How many of those could possibly be going out? But there's some people out there, I'm not going to name names, but there's some people out there that don't want to cut all of this fat. And that's not even fat. I don't even know what you call that. That's outright ripping off the taxpayer. That's what that is. Now, Danny, real quick, and Susie, I'm going to you, but Danny, listen, I have got to get an expert on. I saw that picture. That is bad. Now I understand what you're talking about. I've got to get that over to one of our experts, and I'm hoping to talk one of our window people in, going at your house if necessary. It might not even be necessary. Then we're going to step up the heat on Renewal by Anderson. I assume you bought these and got them installed by Renewal by Anderson.
Yes, I did.
How much did you pay for the bedroom windows?
The total was...
They're not cheap windows, is my point. How much?
No, the total was supposed to be $22,000, which is another problem. They called me back and said, we found out that those have to be all tempered because they're too close to the ground.
Wait a minute, though. You made me a little nervous on something. Have you paid for these windows? Oh, no, you said they got paid. You're making the finance payments, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay, but you have been. It really doesn't matter. You know for a fact Renewal got paid the full amount, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Hold on. I mean, it's up to you. Actually, Suzanne, let's get her information. Soon as we get a window expert, I promise, Danny, it will be today, hopefully next hour. But there's 3 different people I want involved in this. Not all 3 of them, but one of the 3. 303-713-8255. We're going to have 2 lines open. Give us something to sink our teeth in. I've got 2 deputies sitting here right now, chomping at the bit. Dimitri looks like a bulldog ready to go after a bone. Susie, what's going on with you?
Oh, hey, Mark. Oh, my gosh. I have to say, first of all, I love you. You remind me of my dad because you're always sensible.
Susie, I appreciate that, but I might have a problem with that. How old's your dad?
Oh, well, we won't go into that. He's a little... Well, he has years of wisdom, let's put it that way.
Okay, he's like Tom. I got you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, I I'm wondering about these scary home title lock commercials that say any criminal can get our home and make mortgages on them and all that stuff. I was wondering if that's a thing or is that a scam?
We take this call. We take this call all the time, Susie. And the one thing I don't think I've ever done, Suzanne, see if we can get Brad O'Brien up. I want to ask our real estate attorney that. Here's how I typically answer your question. I would never buy it. I'm not going to call it a scam. They do monitor your address for a change. They do that. I don't think it's a big problem, but I'm not saying it's never happened. But I would never pay for that service. The other thing is, a lot of counties will tell you if something is changing with your deed because they have your contact information. You might get it through an email if they have an email or a phone, or if they have it some way, they might have it. But if someone was to actually file, say, a quit claim on a property, let's walk down this with Frank Duran and Stephanie Thomas. You guys go to closing on homes all the time. So I buy... Go ahead, Susie.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm scared of mail, email, and everything else. And my husband...
Yeah, but hold on. I just want to answer your question. Is it worth getting? But hold on. I don't want to answer that till I ask these guys a few questions and then our attorney. But Frank, so if I buy a house from Scott and the deed's in his name, and let's say it's a cash transfer. So boom, I give him the cash. It goes to closing, goes to the title company. I wire the money. Scott gets the money. I get the keys, and then we basically get a deed, and then the title company actually most of the time goes and files that.
That's correct.
So now that they filed it, it changes. On the county records now, whoever bought it, Marc Mager, now owns that property. So any kind of property taxes will now go to Marc Mager, whatever. It all changes right there. So what would stop somebody, in your opinion, and we're going to ask our attorney, same with you, Stephanie, what would stop somebody from getting a quit claim on Susie's house, and would stop me from getting a quit claim on Susie's house, besides my morals, and saying, okay, Susie quit claimed it to me. I have someone that I know will sign off on it, meaning I can get it, what's it called, notarized. So I can get it notarized, and then I go down to Douglas County or whatever county, and I file that and say she just quit claimed it to me. What would stop that? It's fraud, it's illegal, but what would stop it if I had someone in cahoots with me?
Boy, Mark, I don't know. In honest answers, I don't know what specifically could stop that, really. Okay, I don't see it. I've looked 30 years of doing this. I've never personally seen that happen.
I haven't either.
But by gosh, I don't know what actually could really stop it. And
then I'll go a step further.
Yeah.
Let's say it did happen.
Yeah.
Let's say I hoodwinked somebody and got them to sign a quit claim, or I phonied up their name. I mean, 100% bogus. 100%. I go down to the county and I file it. What happens then? In other words, does Douglas County all of a sudden start sending letters to me, but with my name on it to that address? In other words, how would I find out? Because that's what these home title lot companies do. They say they're going to notify you, which is fine, so they notify you. My argument is you probably already would get notified, but once again, we're going to ask Brad O'Brien.
Sure.
But what if I do find out? What happens then? And what I mean by that is this. Okay, I find out. So I go down to the county and say, hey, I never quit claim this. That's not my signature. I didn't do this.
Right.
Then what happens?
Well, I think, honestly, Mark, I think from there, you call an attorney, because you do hear about stuff like this every now and then.
Well, you hear about it on TV.
Sure. Well, that's true. You hear about it late night commercials. True. But truthfully, I think if it got that intense, I would immediately call an attorney right off the bat.
See, I wonder if it doesn't come from a valid title company, if Douglas County looks at it different than someone filing a quit claim. Meaning, what's a big title company?
Like land title, Fidelity.
So those guys literally do the title work for you, right? I mean, that's why you're hiring them.
Yes, but let me say this.
Yeah.
So if you're going through a title company, though, there are a few checks and balances that are put in place. For instance, I have a vacant land transaction right now, and they're notifying my client, who was the seller, via mail, and then they're also getting driver's license verification.
Yeah.
That, yes, they are indeed selling their property. But talking to my closer, she told me just in the last couple of months, they've caught 4 cases of fraud. Someone trying to sell land that didn't belong to them.
No,
that's there. But
that's exactly where I'm going, though, Stephanie. So this company, Home Title Lock, just to use them, because that was Susie's question,
sure.
It wouldn't even be needed there. If you did pay for it, it wouldn't have mattered.
Right. They'll stop it. Yeah.
So how do you think it works outside of property, or you just don't know?
Well, what I was going to say, as far as residential real estate, though, they require via a title company that verification as well, and the wet signature
I just
on the
got
deed
notice
transfer.
that, okay, hey, Susie, I know you're still up. Brad O'Brien's going to be available at 1:30. I'm going to have Suzanne call you back and get you back up when we have our attorney, okay?
And Mark, for what it's worth.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah, hold on, and we'll get you back up. And the other thing, though, I'm going to instruct these two to do during the break I have to take right now. If you guys could reach out, Stephanie, Frank, reach out to someone inside of a title company and ask them the question. Like, how does it work? Do you guys actually contact the seller, the person that's on the deed? Ask them how it works right now, because you know what? We always answer these kind of questions about these companies like I just did, but let's find out the real facts. I would love to dig into this through the title company and through an attorney, and we'll find out the real answer. 303-713-TALK.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by InvestYRefi.com.
All right, we got a big crash working coming out of the tech center right now, southbound 25. It's at about Lincoln Avenue. Right, 3 lanes are blocked by rescue units on the scene, and backup's pretty solid all the way to C470. You're going to add some time on that drive if you're heading down through that stretch. Definitely keep to the left, be extra careful. Right now, the freeway volume is pretty light everywhere else around town. It's wet and sloppy, a lot of splashback to deal with. Still getting some light snow across the metro also. Bridges and ramps are still icy as well as surface routes. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
InvestYRefi.com. That's the word invest, the letters YREFY.com. InvestYRefi.com. That's invest, the letters YREFY.com.
All right, I need to tell you about Vestera Investments. You want to be a landlord but don't want any of the headaches? These guys find great properties around the country in areas that are booming. Then they find the right property for you, the right price point. They buy it at the right price. Not a fix and flip, something ready to rent out. They find a management company. You start collecting the rent check as the house appreciates. You sell it, you make a profit. We have had callers invest $200,000-$300,000. They now have over $1 million. Check them out at VesteraTurnkey.com. That's VesteraTurnkey.com. Red Rocks Roof and Solar. I always say it. Brooke has a nose for finding the money. She can find grant money, tax credits. If you have a solar project and it's commercial, she can generally get 95 to 120% of it paid for. And if you have a current solar system on your residential house that's not working, they work on everything. They have their own service department, own sales, own installation. It's a great company. RedRocksRS.com. RedRocksRS.com.
Yeah, I don't think it's the responsibility of the clerk and recorder to question it.
Think of all the fraud that could be there.
Well, there could be, yeah.
And that's something that torques me off now.
They said you
Mark.
They ran into this before. They said you can.
Mark, are you dialed in or no?
Property. That way, when somebody tries to buy it, they have to.
Nobody's out.
And say, what about the list? You can file that against your own property.
Oh, let's talk
I think
about
I've
it.
heard of that.
And that's probably all these guys do. This company is do it on your behalf.
Oh yeah, and she's going to send me an email in a second. I'm going to forward it to you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but I want you to talk about it.
Oh, no, I'll talk about it. I just want you to have the info.
Would that work with a quit? Oh, so you're saying it wouldn't matter. Even with a quit claim, they're not going to change that deed.
In fact, that's what I specifically had asked her about, a quit claim. If somebody does that and they're in cahoots with somebody.
Good info, Frank.
Yeah.
So in other words,
What
this
did you call
company...
A list pendants.
This company is doing what you could do for
In other words,
free.
litigation pending on the property.
And they have to settle that before they can.
Right.
And
I just never heard that
Does that
term.
cost anything? Probably not. Maybe a $10 filing fee.
Let me ask her. I'll text her real quick and ask her.
And then our attorney, when he chimes in, I bet says the exact same thing.
All it reminds me, Mark, between this and what Doge is uncovering.
Yeah.
What have we been doing with our lives? Working hard, legitimate jobs.
We all should have got those juicy government jobs where you don't do anything.
Like, I'll put on a skirt and do Sesame Street in Iraq for $20 million. Oh my God.
Yep, I'll do a gay play in Iraq for a couple mil.
You bet.
Hell, I'll star in it. I always told Suzanne if she didn't watch it, if Bill Gates came around.
Yep.
He's my kind of guy. But now it's Elon. Forget about Gates.
I thought it was Trump.
I like
Trump is the Mac Daddy.
Oh my God.
Yes.
He is awkwardly on your get out of jail free card list.
Mark, the guy that I worked with,
What do you guys call
a USDA employee.
The guy you counted sheep with?
Yeah, like he was in.
Yeah.
But his first job,
Trump is on your
he
hall
said he'd
pass.
go into work.
Trump is.
He'd do his work between 8 and 8:30 in the morning, and then he was done. He'd read the paper the rest of the day. Search the internet.
I literally just talked to someone at my house for Super Bowl. I'm not going to say who. That it's a government quasi job. In other words, he's an independent contractor, but it's paid by the feds.
Yeah.
And he works about 3 hours and he's done. He starts at about 7, 8. He works from home. They have not called him back to the office. He hasn't got a buyout offer because he doesn't directly work for the feds. But I asked him about that, if it's going to affect him, and he doesn't know. But he'd be really bummed out if he had to go back to the office. But what was crazy is he told me he wakes up, he works maybe 4 days, 3 hours a day, and he's done. In fact, not only done, like the way the work is dished out, there's not even anything else to do. Like you can't even start doing other work. I hope Doge gets into iHeart behind the glass over there. We got to weed out some of these board ops.
Yeah, all the money I'm raking in here, I could make more if I was a shift manager at Tasty Freeze. So go ahead.
You can make more on fans only.
Oh my God, I could. Even though I look like a bag of donated clothes when I'm naked, it's just awful.
Yeah, but look at all the perks you get. You get to fly for free.
You get to work with us.
You get to watch how many different games and concerts for free.
He gets to work with us.
Well, that's the
massive.
pudding on top of the cake.
The backstage with the rock stars is kind of fun. That was neat.
Yeah.
Sure. Stuff there.
If you really think about it, you're a lucky man. You're blessed.
Yeah, especially being you.
All right, 303-713-255. We got 2 more hours to go. We got a lot cooking. We're going to get that attorney on to talk about the title lock stuff. But Frank, you reached out and talked to a title company, and you found out some really cool information. Go ahead.
Yeah, I talked to one of my reps at Land Title, and what she had told me is they ran into this before, and you can actually, Mark, file a list pendens against your own property.
Which means litigation pending.
Right, exactly. So that means when it goes for sale, the title company now has to go back to you to ask you about this before they actually sell it to the so-called buyer, the supposed seller.
Now, how would that work with a quitclaim? So Douglas County, in an example, would have to reach out to you before they filed a quitclaim?
Yeah, title would check into this first, but I'll tell you, too.
Yeah, but I'm saying, say there's no title company.
Well, if there's no title company, yeah, I'd have to say that the county would have to reach out to you.
See, but that's what I'm curious about. So if someone puts there's a lawsuit pending on their file for the deed, I get that with the title company because the title company is the insurance. I mean, they're basically going to say, hey, there is no way we're going to back this. There's pending litigation. So they would have to reach out to the owner. They'd have to do everything. Plus, when you sit down, like Stephanie was saying, anytime I've closed, doesn't matter if it's a cash deal, commercial deal, it's driver's license. Yep. They know who the hell's in the room. Sure. I mean, that's the bottom line. They know, even during COVID, they knew what was going on.
Yeah, so I just asked my title rep, if she was aware of any type of county outreach, when they get quick claims, anything like that to verify, and she said she's not.
See, that's why we've got to talk to Brad O'Brien, because I don't worry about the title companies messing up because they don't have a reason to mess up. In fact, they have a reason to be perfect because they're on the hook.
Right.
How many times have you seen a title company, either of you? And we're going a little off subject, but I really thought about this. We get a lot of calls. We're dealing with one where the title company, in my opinion, really screwed up. And I think the guy is going to get real damages, and the insurance, their O&E insurance is going to have to kick in. But how many times have you had a client that actually goes back and gets paid something from a title policy?
Oh, yeah.
And give me an idea of what, Frank?
Well, I'll tell you, years ago, there was a situation where the title company had mistakenly, it was a duplex. Well, you remember this. And what happened is we asked them, is this legally split? Party wall, whatever. Well, they said, yes, it's legally split.
And it wasn't.
They sold it as one. And
they sold both.
And they fessed up to. They said,
wait a minute. They literally, I kind of remember it, so there was it a duplex to begin with?
It was a duplex, but it was
two different people.
Exactly. But, it was one owner. His son was renting the other side. He was trying to sell the other half.
But when they built it and someone moved in, it was one home.
It's right. It was not legally split. Title initially said, because that's the first thing we check, is it legally split? Seller said it was legally split. Well, it turned out it was not legally split.
After the closing.
So title says, okay, our bad, we messed up.
Wait a minute, though. So really, the guy that bought it, it didn't matter what side he bought. He owned the entire unit now.
He owned the entire unit. Now,
holy crap.
Mark, I would tell you, under normal circumstances.
Yeah,
most
someone
buyers
would get it split.
Yeah.
But what happened in this one?
Well, most buyers would say, okay, well, we see you made a mistake, fix it, and it was an easy fix.
What did this guy say?
This particular buyer wanted to, they went for blood. They said,
hold on, Frank. We'll recap that after this break. I'm dying to know ultimately what happened in that. That is that's like 7-8 years ago, isn't it?
That's more like 10 years ago.
10 years. I can't wait till you can remind me what happened. All right, folks, we got some lines open. Get the calls in now. I'm dying to talk to you. 303 Martino, 303-713-8255.
Hey, Mark.
God, I forgot about that, Frank. And that guy he was going for the jugular.
Hey, Mark.
It worked out, but they were more like.
I can't wait to hear about it.
Oh, it was rough, buddy. It was.
I'm there. Go ahead.
So Debbie on YouTube wants, I would like to see Shannon.
Why? What?
Now, that reminded me, you complimented Shannon's picture the other day on Facebook.
What did I say?
He said he looked really good.
Oh, he looks like he's lost some weight.
Did you hear that, Shannon?
Oh, yeah.
I had to remind Mark he was married.
Mark is married?
Debbie on YouTube says, I would like to see Shannon. So, Shannon.
All right, hold on.
You going to grab my Facebook profile photo?
Uh-oh.
We might actually have audio, too, on here. It's probably double, though.
Oh, God, I look horrible now. Send the photo.
Send the photo instead. Wait for it, Debbie.
I've ginned up the photo. I mean, that's
there.
Here's his board.
No, go back to him. Go.
He's single. Ladies, he's single.
Yeah, but I'm not.
He's single. And he's normal.
Can I talk to Casey one more time, please?
That's good, Shannon. You look good.
Here's the newsroom.
There's a newsroom that used to be a newsroom. News booth.
There you go,
Debbie.
In the flesh.
There's the beer.
There's the beer.
Shannon quit drinking like 30 years ago.
My Little Pony.
So now I'm making coffee.
He's making coffee.
He's got his own Keurig.
There. Maybe Debbie will want a date.
Let me see if I can sneak over.
I'll hook you up. You're dead.
I thought it was still Ross. It's Mandy.
I tore up Tinder for a while, but it's over.
you went through all your
glory days are way behind me. Yep.
Tinder tore you up.
No. It was.
This is KTLK.
One for the books. That's for sure.
Notice how it's nicer, but there's no one ever in here.
Mark's going around. Look at that.
You just need to take care of CXL, which it sounds like you have done. Period.
Wow.
Love the Mark tours, Tim D says.
I just sent you that email, Mark.
What is it? Love
From the title
Outcast.
company. She says, I do believe you have to be.
Did you hear what happened in that ABC report just now?
No,
I'm not sure the cost of preparation, the cost of record for the county, $13 for the first page and $5. And then they were just telling me it depends if the person catches it or not if they don't use the title company, like whoever records it.
What
So
was it?
that's the answer to that. Is it's a hit or miss on that.
We got to see what O'Brien says. That's crazy, though.
Oh, one more thing. I could talk about the duplex. I just can't mention who the buyer's name was legal anymore because we.
Oh, I did hear that. I didn't realize that was live.
Yep.
Ooh.
You mean on the condo?
Yeah, I can't talk
That
about
happens. Somebody spilled a soda on
I mean,
the
you
board.
can talk about it. You just can't say who it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Big deal.
Nothing's ever been spilled in here and caused problems.
Yes, you guys, YouTubies.
Did you hear that one he
Kelly's
was
dad
talking
passed
about?
away a few days ago.
So he checked this out.
So you got me.
Guy lived in a duplex and rented the other side out to his son.
Mm-hmm.
They go to sell half of it. Okay. It never got legally split. So it was one unit, even though it was a duplex. When it was built, they just never did it right. It was
most
one
I had
address.
ever laughed
So
with
guy
you
comes in,
is Kelly
buys what he
walks in
thinks is one side of it.
Studio.
And finds
With
out
her
that he
tennis
bought the
outfit
whole
on,
damn
and it's
thing.
all red with the red.
Well,
like
you
visor,
except for the
and
seller.
they're asking
Yeah, except for the
for-
seller. Well, that's where we left off on the story.
They knew they were only getting half a
Studio.
Every Tuesday we order Frosties. What's it to you?
Their inspection was one half.
Yeah.
The address.
So they
said, well, what else are you going to give me? Because it's going to cost me this.
I
and
hope
this,
Mark's
so I'm
camera
gonna
didn't
ask for all
pick up
this
my
money.
upside
So we got
down
settled.
pineapple
It
shirt.
had to go out of.
I'm
But
not
the title
denying
company
You don't
paid.
want
Oh, yeah, they
anybody
had-
getting the
they paid
wrong
like- I don't know
idea.
how much it was. Yeah, they got to
About
work.
me.
Like, how much do you think, though?
Oh,
I guarantee I got this at like a Goodwill or something for $2.
So that lines some pockets.
Debbie, do you want me to hook you up on a date with Shannon?
Oh my God.
Now, does your commission
Email
go up
me.
on that?
no. And the thing is, the gentleman I sold it for, him and I became.
I'm currently having extensive dental work done.
She's elderly. He's getting up there in age now.
The buyer or the seller?
The seller. Yeah, he's just a sweet man.
I've really let things
But it
go in
worked
there.
out, thank God. It could have been a lot worse, you know.
Oh, okay, she dropped. Okay.
But I always,
Oh,
we
yeah.
always pull O&Es before we list a house.
I do too.
And now with duplexes, even triple. I mean, I thought we were
After
pretty,
that one.
I thought we were pretty thorough anyway because we did ask. Legally, yes, it is, and the seller said it was. Well, it wasn't. So, you know, I canceled my attorney about what do you do in the future and stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty sudden, top secret.
But it wasn't. And
I don't think they
so,
were
you know,
expecting him to
he
pass
was
away
He'd been in ICU getting some
for
stuff
like a
looked at.
week.
Yeah.
Like for, I mean, it was pretty quick. The
Gotcha.
downhill turn was fast.
J.D. Vance's 12-year-old relative denied heart transplant because she is unvaccinated.
When was that?
That's right.
It's coming out right now in a New York Post story.
Oh, my God. I mean, did it just happen?
It says 5 hours ago. If you don't think something's going to blow up because of that.
And I realize there's two separate tax bills.
Cousin or nephew? What was
just
it?
says relative, 12-year-old relative.
She bought it like that. I don't know how that slipped through, but it did.
Because of vaccination? I've never heard of anything like that.
Well, certainly not 4 years later.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy. Some of the things that we see like that you're like, that shouldn't.
That's crazy.
No, but I always do O&Es too. So I sat in on an attorney contract update back in December, and he said
Mold picture.
write an offer on too.
Man, maybe that is mold. Maybe, God, what?
He said you pull them on everything you write to take a peek and
Window moisture.
preemptively jump on top of it and make sure.
Some people don't like the word moist.
So I started pulling O&Es on offers.
I like it when it's a cake or a brownie.
Because you just gotta-
Remember Myron?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did not like that word. He was weird. He had like 12
We could
kids.
eat in Golden.
And he wasn't even the gay guy, Ed.
I have no hurry. We can do whatever. I just may have to do a little work along the way.
I got to pick up a bunch of cash down there.
In Golden?
Yeah, I cashed out of FanDuel. That was the closest.
Hang on just a second.
No, not Blackhawk. Literally Golden. They only had like two places to go get cash. One was in Golden, and one was like deep downtown.
Steve?
I got like $6,000
All right,
waiting.
Suzanne with the Martino Show. Dimitri wanted me to call you to talk about your
I had a good Super Bowl. I had a good season. I started with $700. I ended up right around.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Welcome, my friends, to the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, make your life a little bit better. Over $300 million. Over $300 million in cash, merchandise exchanges, refund services directly due to the show. I'd argue it's a lot more. That's only what we know about. Just listening to the show can save you a lot of money. Bottom line is we've got a list of people at referrallist.com that help us out all the time. Great contractors, great attorneys, great people. In general, we have Deputy D next to me. We have Deputy Scott. I always say Deputy Scott, but we call him Deputy Dollar across from me. We have Stephanie Thomas, real estate extraordinaire. She's a realtor. And then, of course, Frank Duran, the real estate man. We've been talking real estate, any real estate questions you have, and we're going to dive a little deeper into real estate, but especially the markets around here. How are we looking? Interest rates, stuff that we have to deal with every day. People don't sell homes sometimes because they don't want to have a new mortgage that's 6, 7, 8%. They want to stick there, but yet maybe they're planning on having kids. Maybe they're already pregnant, and bam, they need a bigger house. I mean, things happen. So we'll talk a little bit about the market, but I wanted to finish up on a story Frank was talking about. Then we're going to go to an update on the parking ticket dilemma. Steve, the caller. There was a company out there charging them roughly $10,000, $9,700 for 1 day parking in Cherry Creek. Was it Cherry Creek or Denver?
It was in Cherry Creek, and
we've got him on the phone, and he's got an update. Give us an
update, and I'll give you an update too.
It's going to be absolutely insane. I don't even know what it is. I don't know if it's good, bad, or indifferent. We were talking about the attorney. We were talking about the collection agencies. We were talking about how outrageous the whole thing was. But Frank, years ago, we were talking about a title company. This all started. Someone called up and said, should I buy Title Lock? I'm afraid someone's going to steal my house. So we're going to have an attorney on next hour, and we're going to really dive into that. We found out a lot. If you go through a title company, you've got nothing to worry about. And most of the time, let's be real, most of the time, people, when they sell their house, do go through a title company. Right. But this particular one was crazy. Frank was representing the seller of a duplex. But when the duplex was first built and made, it only had one address. So technically it wasn't a duplex. It was a single family home. His client lived in one side, rented the other out to the son. They were going to sell one side of it.
Correct.
They found a buyer. Frank found a buyer, and they sold it. They went through a title company. They came to find out that they literally sold the whole damn thing. In other words, they thought they sold only one half of the duplex, but technically, and honestly, arguably, legally, they sold the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
And the buyer was not being the kindest person ever, because really, you would have some attorney's fees. Somebody like Bradley O'Brien would go in and split it and do everything right. You'd probably pay $5, $6,000, whatever, to get it all done. Yeah. But the person you had to deal with, he wanted everything, it sounds like.
Yeah, what happened, Martin, to put it in perspective, before we even listed the property, the title company we were using clarified, yes, it's legally split. And
so these are questions you guys ask
yeah, yourself. My gosh. And
you go through all this every day.
So, and I don't remember exactly how, it either wasn't done correctly or whatever the issue ended up being. And it turned out, when they sold it as one. So we went back to title, says, well, wait a minute, here's our chain of emails. You guys said it was split.
So in the emails, to be clear, for one, they only inspected one side.
Right, that's true.
It was clear by all the correspondence back and forth that these people thought they were only buying half.
Oh, yeah, because even their inspection was for the half, the pictures of the property.
They just had that gotcha at the end.
Oh, my gosh. So what happened is title said, oops, No problem. They got everybody on a conference call. Says, look, it's like a $2,000 fix. We'll fix this right now. And thought that was going to solve it, but then the buyer felt like, well, no.
So title was going to pay for it to get fixed.
It would have been fixed, I think, in a couple weeks. Easy fix. The particular buyer here felt like that wasn't good enough and wanted to press for a lot more. And so ultimately, this went to mediation. Ultimately, title did cough up quite a bit of money to
like 50 grand or so.
It was. I can't say the amount, but I'll say this, Mark. It got solved. It was a lot more than $2,000, though.
The title company took it in the shorts.
They took it, but they owned up to it and took care of it. So.
Now, as a realtor, let me ask you guys this.
Yeah,
I'm curious about this. There was title insurance. I get it. They ended up paying out, right? Yeah. But you guys have to carry O&E.
We do, yes.
Yeah. What is that? Go ahead.
So errors and omissions insurance.
Yeah, E&O. Yeah. Errors and omissions insurance. Yeah. So could the client they could have come after you as well, or does the title policy actually protect the realtor?
Typically what happens is they go after everybody. The person with the...
So you were named on it?
Oh, yeah, everybody is. The other agent was too, yeah.
So everybody but the guy was just throwing on the wall to see what would stick.
Yeah, and so, and I always told, it's
Why
funny.
did the title company end up paying, though, and not, for example, your E&O?
Well, everybody's E&O had to kick it, but the title had to pay a pretty good amount of that.
The majority. Yeah. And how it's kind of funny thinking about that because you guys would rely, and you told me something during the break that was interesting. So now, whenever it's a duplex, because you learned a lesson like anybody.
Yeah, sure.
So now that it's a duplex, what do you actually do? You said you triple check.
Oh,
you
my
have
gosh.
the title company.
And on top of that, what we do is, and this is, believe me, I've talked to my attorneys on this. What we also do is make sure, not only that, it's not just the legal description, because we had the legal description. Everything matched out. The problem is it wasn't split. So we even put on there specifically, this is one half, all parties should consult an attorney, just to be sure. Because I was also told, even though if they say it's split, it may not have been split correctly too. That's what an attorney's for. So that's why, and when you guys talk about, in this case, Bradley O'Brien, who I think is a great guy, a great attorney, there's a good reason for that. I think those are things that they can do, and it probably doesn't cost much to do it, but just run it by an attorney. So that's what we tell our sellers. You should run this, even if you think it's been legally split, even if title says it's been legally split, still run it by. Let's make sure it's been legally split correctly too.
So now you guys do all that.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that's crazy, because you would think, hey, we're buying a title policy insurance.
Yeah.
These guys, it's their responsibility, right? I mean, honestly, that's what the title company's for.
Yeah.
Is to look into all this. But when something like that happens and you end up having to, cough up some dough through your insurance, that's kind of nuts, man. Yeah. I don't understand why they hate yours.
Everybody will get named.
I get that. That's like any lawsuit. Anybody gets named.
That's right. But ultimately, and thank God, it worked out. Everything
What's
was
another
good.
time? Just think of another time title insurances that you can think of has actually paid something. Because I think maybe 1%, 0.5%. I mean, I'm telling you, it's one of those things that I think is never used. I'd say car insurance is used more.
Mark, in 30 years, that's the only time. I can tell you that.
That's the only time in 30 years
that I've ever seen it.
Stephanie, have you...
In 14 years, I've never seen it.
14 years.
You got 15 more, 16 more to go, and then you'll see it.
Yep.
Think about these title companies. They sit back and make the big bucks, and they almost never pay out. To give you an idea, how many homes have you sold?
Total?
Yeah. Do you have a running count?
Easily over 2,000 homes.
Over 2,000 homes, one duplex, one single duplex.
Oh, yeah.
Is the only issue.
And Mark, even then, we checked into it before we listed the home.
Yeah,
we thought we covered all the bases. But you know what? What does Tom always say?
Life is its own teacher.
Yeah, life's its own teacher, and we can always get smarter and sharper and better.
There is no doubt about that.
And my real estate IQ went up 10,000% over that one, man. I'm telling you.
That was a great conversation for young realtors out there, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, think about how crazy that is. Yeah. And if someone doesn't want to use the title company because it's a cash deal and you're the broker at either end, you better watch your ass.
Oh, yeah.
Because then the only person they'd have to go after is you and your insurance, right?
Right.
I mean, that would be nuts. Would you ever do a deal without title insurance?
Oh, I would not. No,
You, period.
I don't
You
recommend
just
it.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
Stephanie?
No, everything through the title
All
company.
right, listen,
Hey,
we're going
Mark?
to do the update on this parking ticket, the $10,000 parking ticket with what was the company's name trying to collect?
Parking revenue recovery, and Steve, the consumer, is on the line waiting to give us an update.
I can't wait for it,
Also,
Steve.
Mark.
Yeah.
I have the window expert coming on. He's looked at pictures along with the caller. The
Excellent.
YouTubies have seen the pictures. They don't like what they're seeing.
I can't wait for that window. We'll get her back on. Listen, everybody, we're going to have 2 lines open, 303 Martino. You need to get help. You need to get your money back from some bad contractor or anything going on. This, my friend, is a show for you. 303 Martino. Call us now. Everybody hold tight. We got that update coming. We've got 2 update coming. So we got Nick Ravina's going to come on.
For nearly 40 years now, kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, and windows and doors. Done right. Bank financing or significant cash discounts. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. DRHI.com or 800-362-8370.
DiscountBath.com. Imagine that. A bathroom remodeler that actually has discount prices. Well, those are our guys, our friends at DiscountBath.com. These guys have lifetime warranties on their solid shower wall systems. They had a wide variety of materials. Here's the deal. We had them out to our house. We love these guys. They look at it, and then let's say you have a tub like we did and a shower. You can honestly say, hey, that tub backs up to the closet. We never use it. I want to get rid of it and have a bigger closet. Can you help us? Absolutely. In fact, our bathroom now looks like one of those, our closet's like one of those California closets. And anything you want to do, or if you just want that tub to shower conversion, they can do it. It doesn't matter. If it's in the bathroom, they specialize in it, and they do it all at a discount price. In fact, call them up, have them out, no high pressure. Go to DiscountBath.com. That's DiscountBath.com. I'll say it one more time. DiscountBath.com. The Art of Granite. Talk about beautiful countertops. We have used Mitch Floria so many times, it's crazy. You want to turn that kitchen into something brand new and gorgeous, that laundry room, that bathroom, any countertops you can imagine. We have bought quartz from them, granite. In fact, I think those are the only 2 Suzanne's chose, but our bathrooms look absolutely beautiful. And our master bathroom, what Mitch just did, is unbelievable. All the windowsills are granite now, around the tub, around everything. You're going to absolutely love what these guys do. Go to theartofgranite.com. And by the way, with a couple pictures, they'll give you a quote right over the phone. You know, Valentine's Day is coming up. And I bet a lot of women out there would love a new bathroom or kitchen. Laugh at me if you want. I bet most would love that. TheArtOfGranite.com. Become the banker. They have annuities with 15% bonuses right now. You're going to be guaranteed money till the day you die. Think about that. I'm not saying pull out of the stock market, but I'll put it like it is. You got a couple $100,000 and you're about 10 years away from retirement. That couple $100,000, when you pull the trigger and start actually turning on that stream of income from that annuity, after the 15% bonus, you could be looking at $3,000 a month till the day you die. And if you get sick, the long-term care benefit kicks in, you get double. That would be $6,000 a month. Call them up, ask them, and it's all guaranteed. You cannot lose money. When the stock market goes up, you go up and make more on that annuity. When it goes down, it ratchets in and doesn't move. Once again, don't put all your eggs in one basket, but this is guaranteed money you have for the rest of your life, no matter what the stock market's doing. Check them out at mymoneymyway.com, mymoneymyway.com.
Mark? No. Mark, kitty Mark? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I got Nick Ravina on. I need you to tab out of the call screener so I can put my call issue on there for Danny. See, you're tabbed in.
I just moved it.
That's so weird.
Maybe I got to hit enter in it. Now can you do something?
That's so weird. It says you're there. Okay, I guess not anymore. Okay, window, issue, renewal by Anderson.
Just the good news is they took a $3,000 discount. Now he only owes $7,000.
Can you see that? Renewal by Anderson.
I don't want to know. I'm sorry, say it again.
Am I doing something wrong?
No, Shannon, you would never do anything wrong.
Always get somebody follow up with either a text or an email. Hey, for our conversation, we used that, blah, 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 blah. That's what's really, by the grace of God, saved that, because I had it in writing from title. They verified, oh, yeah, it's split. If I hadn't had that in writing, who knows?
Right.
Yeah, put it in writing.
I think we should, I don't know how we would put the picture up now that I think about it.
Gravinaz.com.
Dang.
I put it on Discord.
Okay.
Some of our YouTubies.
Yeah, that's only a handful, though. They're the real wackos.
I know,
my
but
God,
there are people.
Yeah, but it is like...
There are circle.
Yeah. They're the ones you got to watch out. You show up to a restaurant, they're like, oh, Mark, hey, it's so-and-so from Discord. Hold on, I got to use the restroom real quick. Suzanne, start the car.
The guy that started Discord asked when you were going to get on yesterday, and I'm like, I don't see Mark getting on Discord.
No. No offense to those people. I already do too much.
If you run into them in public, say, I can't believe you tore yourself away from Minecraft and Grindr to come out to dinner.
I told them $500.
Oh, Tim, $500.
20. I will appear 20 minutes, $500, and that's cheap. You want to start doing math?
And you'd Venmo Sue so she can spend the money.
and I'll bring Suze on too. It'll be both of us 20 minutes.
Oh, I'm already on there. I posted pictures for them.
Okay, you're getting off there.
I have to
I'll
delete
show up
my
for a
account.
20-piece McNugget. Let's go.
20-piece McNugget. Shannon.
That's pretty good. Shannon will join for a 20-piece. See, what they don't know is I'm already going to sue them. They don't realize I own that intellectual property. They have no idea. And every single one of them is going to be named in the lawsuit.
Oh, my God.
You name names, Mark.
I'm going to name names.
It's got, all they use is Martino morons.
Any intellectual property you have has been condemned.
I'm going to go after the Tim guy. He's number one. I got my sights there.
Hey, Tim, Mikey's here today.
And then...
his wife's in studio, Tim. Mikey Thomas, your computer guy.
And then who's that Bo? Who's Bo's like cousin or somebody weird on there that Bo knows?
Top secret.
And then Case 13, is she on there?
Bottom secret.
Case 31. Case 13 is not on there, but Case 31 is.
Yeah, you're getting them confused still.
Case.
Here you go.
All right, folks, 303-713-8255. Drum roll. Brrr. What is the update? So I got to recap it real quick. Guy parks, what was it, October, Dimitri?
You know, Steve called and told us yesterday that he parked in August in a parking lot in Cherry Creek.
Hold on, Steve. So you parked in August in Cherry Creek one time. Yeah. You admit that, right?
Well, there's been a little turn of events go on here since Demetrius put his detective hat on. I sent him all the information, and he looked at all the photos, and he noticed that some of the photos had snow and some have rain. And here's what happened. When I was driving I've been parking here for 23 years. 3 years ago, it was taken over by Laz Parking Lot Company, and we had to turn our license plates in. So that because we're grandfathered in.
So you work there. You work around there.
I work there. I work right here.
Got it.
And so when I got my new Tacoma, about 8 months ago, a new license plate was put on my truck.
Got it.
And it wasn't registered with them. And I just called up Mr. Herbert, which is the owner of Laz Parking Lot. He was very nice. He says he's going to wipe all of them off. And because you got to do a skew, you got to take a picture of the skew to park back there, and I don't have to because I'm grandfathered in.
Okay, but hold on, Steve. Hold on. This outcome is unbelievable, but I want people to understand why. You have been getting in your mailbox over 100 or 100 on the nose collection notices to the tune of $9,700 for this parking, right?
Well, it's more like about 1,100 now, but it's all going to be wiped off because
11,000.
Yeah, everything's going to be taken off now because.
How did you get the owner's name?
Because they are the ones that own the parking lot behind the building. They bought it 3 years ago from Dick Landon, which owns this whole property here. And Laz's parking lot took it over. They put cameras up there at that time. I had my other truck with my other plate on it, and it was, sent over to the Laz parking lot folks. And so, but this new plate wasn't.
Got it.
So it was partly probably my fault too.
Yeah, it is a little bit, sure. But what's crazy is that when you try to call and contact the collection people, they didn't want to hear anything about it.
No, they didn't. They didn't. It was a lady that was associated to the phone number that they said you could call and make the payment. And when I did that, she wouldn't accept the 92. She just said it had to be, the full amount.
You got to pay $11,000.
Yeah, well, at that time it was 9, and then that sent me another 17 or 18. Some of them had like 3 or 4 letters stuffed into one envelope. I think it's all automated.
Did you always park? Did you always park in the same spot?
Yes.
So that's why the pictures look the same.
Yeah, Mark, I do need to provide an on-the-air correction to something I said when I said that all of these tickets have the same pair of photographs. After I said that, I started to dig a little bit deeper, and I examined several dozen of these tickets. And I noticed that Steve's vehicle is in slightly different places within those photographs.
But the same spot.
Well, yeah, but slightly shifted.
I know what you're
forward,
saying.
backwards, something like that. And I realized that I was wrong, completely wrong, with egg all over my face when I said those are the same identical photos.
Yeah.
So I dug into a few more dozen of his parking tickets, and I saw some of them had snow in the photos. And that's when I called Steve, verified the license plate, the description, said, Steve, what possible I said, Steve, I'm going to go over there this afternoon, but what possible explanation do you have? And Steve put on his thinking cap and he said, well, maybe it's not from the garage, maybe it's from the parking lot where I park for work.
See, what's crazy about, though, yesterday, Steve, is you did say that you only parked there once.
Right.
Why would you say that if you park there every day?
I have an innocent explanation for that.
I assumed since I was grandfathered in over here at this lot that it must have been from the hailstorm that I ducked into the parking lot across the street. And
you thought this entire thing was generated from a lot next to this lot that you did park in one time.
Across the street.
Exactly. I can see why somebody would make that mistake.
I love puzzles like this. Honest to God, I love the fact we got to the bottom of this.
I love the fact that we got to the bottom of this, but not before I made a complete ass of myself.
No, not really. You're going off of what he said.
Yeah, so I do want to issue a personal apology to Parking Recovery Services for
not me when we mentioned them. God knows how many calls we got.
But in this case, it doesn't appear to be a glitch. In this case, at least, it does appear to be a very long series of legitimate parking violations.
Well, no. They weren't legit because they wiped them all away. He was grandfathered in. It was a mistake.
Yeah, it was a mistake because the new parking lot operator did not have Steve's new license plate number.
Which arguably is his fault.
I think it is, which is why I refer to those parking citations as legitimate.
Well, I am so glad this got worked out, man. Steve, can you honestly say you're happy you called?
Oh, I tell you what, Demetrius is a detective. That guy's something else.
You should buy him dinner. He likes
I will.
He likes
I'll come down here to Cherry.
Shanahan's.
No, I was trying to think of that.
I'd go to Cherry Creek Grill, Steve, but I'm afraid of getting a parking ticket.
What was that cheese we looked up? Do you remember the cheese? He likes that one.
The maggot cheese. You'll have to call Kevin Culkin. I don't remember.
Yeah, Kevin told me about maggot cheese.
Ooh.
You like weird food. It's weird.
Well, I love cheese.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd eat this cheese, but who knows? Hey, Steve, we appreciate it, man. I love when stuff unfolds in a couple days like that. We get to the bottom of it, good, bad, or indifferent. I mean, really, I love it.
The story took so many different turns in very unexpected directions.
Now, we've got an expert coming up right after the break. My friend, Nick Gravina, has looked at the pictures Danny sent in. To recap real quick, Danny sent in these pictures, and I'm looking at these windows that were bought and installed by Renewal by Anderson. And at first I was like, what are you talking about, Danny? Then she sent a couple of the right photos, and I got them over to Nick. In my opinion, there is something really messed up. But when Danny had her sales rep from Renewal by Anderson come out, like last year, he said, yes, there's something wrong with these windows. It's going to take about 8 weeks, but we're going to get this all handled under warranty for you. And not a damn thing has been done since. Our expert chimes in next.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver.
Hey, Suzanne.
Yes?
I need you to write Shannon a check for $1.25 from Major Radio.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and just put on there, become the banker.
And you got the audio, right?
Yeah, I'm going to chop one up tonight or tomorrow.
I just want to make sure that
we're going to start doing that like maybe once a month.
All right. Well, and like I say, I can be more assistance once we know what we want out of the show.
Yeah, I know. I agree 100%. Gravina's Window and Siding. In fact, we're going to have Nick on, but it so happens I'm going to talk about him right now during this break. Check this out. 1988. Guess who founded it? Larry Gravina. He started working for his father in 1972. These guys have a single principle. They treat every home as if it was their own. Over 100,000 successful projects. If you need windows, these guys have 20 different manufacturers they deal with, and they have great relationships with them. And over 50 lines of windows. I'm using them for some glass sliding doors at our house as we speak. These guys have luxurious replacement entry doors, French doors, sliders, you name it. These guys have it, and the pricing is absolutely great. Check them out at GravinaWindows.com, GravinaWindows.com, or call up Nick and the gang, 303-472-8462. Gravina's. Now, I want to talk about John Fuller, Fuller Law. Talk about working his butt off for us. He's a personal injury attorney. Suzanne and I got T-boned by this lady yelling at her kids. She drove right through a red light, T-boned us, ruined the car 100%. Car was totaled. Every airbag went off. Suzanne had a broken nose. She had a bad back. You name it, it happened. By the time we were done with the ER and got back and everything settled down, the adrenaline goes down. You know who we called? We called John Fuller. I just don't talk about people like Gravina and John Fuller. I use them. Here's the bottom line. I called up John. I said, here's what happened. He got involved. Maximum policy. He got us every nickel that lady's insurance had. Every single nickel. He couldn't have done a better job, and he held our hand through it. He maximized it. Then when everything was done and he got every dollar she had, guess what he did? He went and negotiated with the hospitals, the chiropractor, everybody involved, and got the bills down to put more money in our pocket. That's John Fuller. He'll do the same for you. You'll get his personal cell phone number. Put this phone number in your phone now. You ready for this? John Fuller, Fuller Law. Suzanne, give me the number, 303-597-4500.
That's correct. 303-597-4500.
I had to do that one off the cuff. Hold tight.
Wow. Shit, can you hear me? Can you, Mark? Marky Mark?
Yeah, I'm offline.
Shit, when you're doing that break, Shannon,
we're here
talking about taking a picture of our poop.
Oh, nice.
There are some humans that do that.
Now, who would possibly do that?
Well, when you pooped and there was a finger in it.
I said, yeah, she said, well, if there's blood, I go, well, you can describe the blood, but if there was like a finger in my poop, I'd go, well, I don't know where that came from.
Man, I'm
not touching it.
You two are like 3-year-olds.
I wasn't even
It's like pre-K in there.
Oh my God! I was dying, and then you caught me off guard with the John Fuller. I'm like, oh shit,
so to speak.
Let's see here. I notice how I just ignored all. Yeah, there's got to be one grown up in the room, and typically it's me, unfortunately.
There's weird stuff happening all over the planet.
And let me tell you, when I'm the grown up in the room, there's a lot of issues
Oh my
going
God,
on.
yes.
I love potty jokes.
No, you don't.
I do. I'm so easily amused. Ask Mark. I am so easily amused.
Well, yeah,
oh,
but-
Shannon, I have to send you this Instagram. Oh, my God. It is so funny.
When I'm around, she's
I
very
thought I
easily
would pee my
aroused
pants,
as well.
and Mark found it not funny at all. You have Instagram, don't you? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, my gosh.
Which one was it that wasn't funny?
I sent you.
I can't even. I'm not saying it around Frank Duran being in the same building as me. I'm not talking about it.
Mark, I sent you and
Hey,
Susan.
put your headphones on, Frank.
Mark, I sent you
Suze has a
text
joke
what to
for
do
you.
on
No, I
Saturday
don't.
with
I
Susan.
don't. Right.
Go ahead.
Mark, I don't have a joke.
Now she's going to not show you. She says you might be offended by it.
No, I said I would not even say
Mark,
those kind of
truthfully,
jokes.
I'm not very easily offended, man.
Here, okay.
There, now he can hear you.
He's
Go ahead and
not
tell him.
easily offended because one of the fun things about being fairly wholesome is you kind of laugh at the other person going to hell. You're like, huh, that is funny. Burn in hell, you heathen.
No, Suzanne's got one, but she literally said she won't even say it in the building when
No,
you're
it's
in the
not a
building.
joke. It's an Instagram video. I would never in a million years.
Of a medical nature?
It doesn't offend Frank. There's nothing.
I have no idea what we're talking about here, Mark.
Thank God.
Bring it in and show him.
No.
Send it to me. I want to see what her mind's thinking of.
You're not tarnishing.
I don't even know what it is. The whole thing seems sketchy. What is it? I want to know what's so crazy you wouldn't even say it or show it in the building with Frank in the building.
I'll text you what it is,
Okay.
and then you can talk about it.
How about them Philadelphia Eagles, guys?
That was
Oh, that Super Bowl was bad, man.
I thought it was going to be a better game than that.
It was great, though. I had the Eagles.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah, I did. I had them plus 7.5. I mean, geez, they won in my bet by a lot.
Yeah.
The only thing I needed one more to happen. I missed one bet. If who's their running back? Eagles. If he scored a touchdown, Saquon.
I texted you.
If Saquon got a touchdown, I would have won another $1,000.
Oh man!
You got 20 seconds. Are you going to tell all of us or show Frank whatever dirty picture it is?
Remember that Addie sent me that Instagram video?
This says, like, Swifty Valentine.
Oh, no, that's from Shannon. He was
Oh.
saying if you and I had nothing going on, we could go to a Swifty
Oh,
thing.
you know what? Game on, Shannon.
Nick
Game
Gravina.
on.
Do it. Here you go. Coming back.
303-713-8255. 303 Martino. You've been ripped off or taken advantage of. I want to hear from you. By the way, Compass Insurance, Suzanne and I use them every single year. They reshop our auto insurance, make sure everything's good, the lowest price, the best coverage, our homeowners as well. Maybe you have commercial property, need insurance for, they do it. Maybe workman's comp for your employees, they do it. You name it, these guys do it. CompassInsurance.com. Now, Danny called, and I saw the pictures. The pictures of the window, and Danny, that's one of the windows in the bedroom. We're talking about how many windows, Danny?
Well, that one in the bedroom has 3 windows in it.
Got it.
It's considered one window. And then there's one in each bathroom, so 2 more.
Are they
And then
all
one in
doing
the
what I
closet.
looked at in the one picture?
They're all doing the exact same thing. I just don't have the service to send you all the pictures.
That's fine, and I don't mind that at all. Now, hold on. I'm going to get my expert up, Nick Gravina Windows Siding. Hey, Nick, this is kind of nuts. And what I mean by that is you saw the pictures, but we don't get a lot of complaints on these guys. But the salesperson, according to her, and then I'm going to ask you what you think of the windows, but the salesperson came out when, Danny, just roughly?
The guy that told me that they were going to remake the windows?
Yes.
May 20th, 2024.
So last year, May 20th, the guy comes out. She's kind of in a remote area. The guy comes out, looks at it, and says, oh, yeah, there's a manufacturing problem here. He didn't say installation, right? He said actually a defect in the window, the glass, right?
He said, and I quote, I think it's the glass. We might have to remake the windows. It'll be 6 to 8 weeks.
And told her 6 to 8 weeks. Now when she calls up, she gets nothing. It's like they ghosted her. So first of all, Nick, thanks for coming on as our expert. Heck, you were in studio yesterday. This would have been a great call when you were in studio. But here's the bottom line. Looking at the windows, what do you see? What would cause what we're looking at?
Well, if condensation appears on the inside of the glass, and sits there and is never cleaned off, yes, water will create mold and spores. So if you have high humidity in the home and you have blinds that come down and you trap all that, I've seen that happen before. So usually the water stays inside when you have a good seal on the window. So old windows don't condensate like new ones because there's air drafts that, move the air kind of like your defroster in the mornings. That's how we get that water to dissipate, is the movement of air. So usually the seal's good if that condensation is kind of appearing on the window. And it's probably just that the water is settling there and then,
And it actually kind of looks like, it almost looks like ice, and that's probably simply because of the temperature, right?
Correct. Because, we were probably in the negatives, and if she's in the outskirts, depending on how cold it is possible.
So if I'm reading between the lines, you're basically saying those seals could be fine, the windows could be fine.
Yeah, so
and I should have ice in my house?
Hold on, let me keep hearing Nick. Keep going, Nick, please.
Okay.
Is that mold or ice?
There is ice on the windows in the morning inside, and there's mold that I clean off. I just haven't cleaned it off today. It happens every day. I do not have a humidifier.
On the wood right there. Those little white dots you're saying are mold, right?
That is mold.
And you wipe that off like weekly?
Mm-hmm.
All right, keep going, Nick.
Yeah, and so, I think if she cleans that off, and that's definitely strange. Again, we've had similar situations, and sometimes the tight seals are what causes that. So in like a science form right now, if it was 0 last night, if you had more inside relative humidity, more than 20 to 25%, you are going to see moisture on the glass. So if you have 30% humidity in your home,
got it,
with the temperatures we've had, you are going to see that based off scientific charts.
So I want to go back to this question. What you're saying is it's normal. I mean, this could very well be normal.
I mean, with the temperatures, yes. I mean, I don't like the mold aspect. If she's cleaning once a week or once a month, I mean, man, that doesn't seem normal to me as far as the mold. But if it's ice or moisture, yes, I do think it's the humidity in the home when it gets super cold outside, even though she might not run a humidistat or a humidifier. She did mention there's ones in the bath. Well, in the bath, you have toilet sinks.
Are they doing the same thing?
All the windows are doing the same thing, including the sliding glass door. And if you look at the thermal image that I sent,
hold on, Danny, hold on 1 second. Hey, Nick, let me ask you this. What would the next step be? Let's say this is your customer and, you go out and look and you see these pictures first, then go out. I mean, how do you figure out if it's environmental that's normal or if there's really a problem in the manufacturing process or the installation or something? I mean, where does she go from here?
Again, I would explain some scientific things to her to, just like we're talking about right now. I had a customer once upon a time called me, and it wasn't even my customer. It was actually a friend of mine, bought a new house, moved into this house, same thing, all of his windows and doors, completely covered in moisture inside, and he was furious. It was his first day in the house, and he called me, and I said, do you have a humidistat? No, down the line. Well, come to find out,
in this house for 20 years.
There was a humidistat, and it was like up to 80%. So, it was like a sauna in his house. And once he turned that off, after a couple of days, it was fine.
So Danny, one of the things Nick said, you probably just weren't paying perfect attention, but the older windows probably wouldn't have done this. It's the newer windows where you're going to have this issue. Is that correct, Nick?
Usually it's because the seal is good.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if it's leaking air, the air moves that water away from the glass.
So the old windows, of course, if they were there for, 20 years, the seals were broke, if they were even double pane, and they just don't operate the same way, Danny. What I am perplexed on is why the sales guy told you they were going to get new windows for you, though.
Did you look at the thermal image?
Nick, did we send you the thermal image?
I did not get a thermal image when we
20 degrees at the door.
All right, hold on. I'm going to put you both. I'm going to put you both on hold. I got to take this break. Suzanne, send Nick the picture, the thermal image picture, and then we'll retouch after this.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Pretty clear driving throughout the Denver Metro as we get close to the 1 o'clock hour. I-25 north and southbound showing highway speeds through town as well as up north to Fort Collins and down south to Colorado Springs as well. Back to town, I-70 east and westbound flowing free to and from DIA, leaving DIA Pena Boulevard, southbound easy driving, no complaints Pena northbound, and south of there I-225 north and southbound. Easy, green, and clean speeds through Aurora and the Denver Tech Center. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
Lowe's knows that your business is built on speed. That's why the Lowe's Pro Desk will help you get what you need right away. And with their pro-only checkout and dedicated pro parking, they'll help you get back on the job fast. Just visit them at the Pro Desk. We help, you save.
John Clace, CMG Financial. If you need a loan, you need to get some of the equity out of your house. These guys have the first one I love. In fact, Suzanne and I use John for our all-in-one loan. We have a 80% to value line of credit, and it's a 30-year HELOC as our first mortgage. That money is there anytime we need it, guaranteed for 30 years. It's an unbelievable product. No one else offers it that I know of. That's what Suzanne and I have. But if you want the best rates on a reverse mortgage, on a 15-year mortgage, a 30-year, or a cash out to get the kitchen done, whatever you need, our friends at CMG, John Clace, can do it. And here's what I love about him. He actually works directly for the bank. If he has a problem with underwriting, he knocks on the door and gets it handled. It's not working with a broker. It's working with the actual people that are lending the money. I want you to check them out in partnerinlending.com. Any loan you need to talk about, partnerinlending.com. Ask them about that all-in-one loan. It's pretty crazy. That 30-year line of credit is unbelievable. Talk about unbelievable. 888heating.com. $45. I dare you to get it. You're going to email me or call me, say, Mark's the best deal I ever got. They're going to come out. They're going to tear that furnace apart. They're going to get all the dirt out of it. And by the way, dirt is the primary killer of furnaces. They're going to clean it, clean the blower, clean it. It's going to sparkle. As Trump would say, it's going to be magnificent, the best clean ever. $45. That's all it's going to be. $45. The reason they do that is, one, they want to get it in great shape for winter. But two, if something breaks in the future, like your air conditioner, your furnace, your water heater, they want you to call them. This is their way of proving to you they're a great company. $45, new customers only. You got it? Go to 888heating.com. You can schedule right there. By the way, they have beautiful high-efficiency systems, too. If you have a quote sitting there on any kind of furnace or air conditioner, these guys will beat the price, and you're going to love them. 888heating.com. No, thank you, Shannon. Thank you.
Wowzers.
Thank
Babe,
you.
you got to get caught up on house spots.
And thank you, Suzanne. Thank you.
For what?
Just thank you. I'm just thanking you, literally.
Thank you is a very good call.
Thank you. Thank
So you're not in trouble later?
Thank you.
Frank? Yeah, I was wondering if this might be of interest to you or to anybody who's listening.
Probably not.
Yesterday, I was looking at a mortgage. My friend runs a mortgage company.
Yeah.
I was looking at his website, and he discusses on it this Department of Agriculture mortgages for rural areas.
Oh, USDA loans?
Yeah, USDA. And it says there, like, there's no minimum FICO score, there's relaxed income requirements, all that. They are geographically limited. But it seemed like a very interesting opportunity for an easier to qualify.
You know what it sounds like to me?
Yeah.
Doge needs to get involved.
Tim, I see an inbox
It
top
might be of
left on
interest to
screen
people
looks like an
me who are
Xbox
looking for some
controller.
property.
I study on real estate every day.
Direct
That's all I do, man.
Of course.
And
That's
I was just studying on USDA this morning.
Who's sliding
and
into
I
your
actually
DM, Suze?
And what it says is it's good for first-time buyers. It requires, they don't require down payment, I guess, on USDA.
Message
So I don't deal with USDA so much. I don't do a lot of that type of property, but it's interesting to know for a first-time buyer.
I didn't realize it was first-time buyers only.
Well, no, not so much only, but it says it's good for first-time buyers.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
In addition to regular buyers.
Yeah. So.
But it would be interesting to find out about the implications of getting that kind of a loan. Is it cheap? Because they also say it's lower closing costs, lower everything.
I see now. I see it.
But the part that I don't understand is how geographically limiting is it? Like
here,
between
direct
here and Colorado
messages.
Springs, what areas would qualify for that?
You know what?
I'm sure like Elbert County.
I can find out for you. Now, I don't do a lot of that type of real. In fact, I don't do anything. I have a gentleman that does roll when I don't.
Oh,
I
okay.
those out, but
Sure.
I can find out. Let me do this. Can you text me your number, or I can text you?
Do you want me to send you my email address?
Or yeah, and I'll get some information on it for you.
Yeah, and I don't need it.
Yeah,
but I thought it might be interesting for you to talk about it if you think that'll get you some more business.
Well, you know what?
I'd not heard of that program.
When I first got into the business in real estate, I used to do everything. I would sell land. I would sell
Sure.
And I decided, you know what? I'm going to start
specializing
on one thing and get great at it.
Yeah.
And not be so watered down. And I did
call.
so much better that way.
Yeah.
And
Well, thank you for the offer to research it for me, but I'll just talk to Evan because it's not necessary because he knows enough about it to have written a whole bunch of stuff about it.
Is he a lender?
He operates a branch of a national. He's like the branch manager for some national mortgage.
Oh yeah, if he does loans, sure.
Yeah, that's what.
You got to meet our CMG guy, Frank.
Really? Who is
I'm
it?
going to schedule you guys.
John.
Oh, he's not hearing.
Next time he's in, I'm going to have you. Next time you guys are in, I'm going to have you.
Oh, really, Tim? Really?
And your specialty is
Oh.
Yeah, so condos, townhomes were single family.
Thanks for telling me
and
that.
We sell them in the
You
millions.
wouldn't appreciate
we sell
that.
little tiny condominiums, everything in between. We sell it, everything. And I serve from Firestone all the way to Castle Rock and everything in between. And up to
Yeah, he
Kingsburg
would
and
not realize that, Tim.
Evergreen?
I don't do Evergreen, but I have a great agent that's their backyard.
Cool.
So and then in Colorado Springs, I got this really great agent. I can't mention their name.
What's his name?
I can't mention this person's name.
Why's it got to be him, Mark? Well, yeah.
I'm texting him now to tell him that.
Earlier, that's what I want to
Tommy,
reinforce with that buyer, too.
Yeah.
don't.
There's definitely the best hands for the area. And you were that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we know it well. I'll say that much.
Yes, you do. Absolutely. You know, it's funny because we lived in Parker for years, but it's like driving through there, it doesn't even
Paul the
feel
Waterman,
like it's been 10 years since
waterpros.net. I'll tell you this, man. $3,695, $36.95 whole house conditioner with forever chemical protection. Get rid of those dang forever chemicals. You know, the competition has that system, that softener with the forever chemical protection for over $10,000. That's installed, by the way, with waterpros.net. $36.95. We've got one of his systems in our house, and we absolutely love it. If it comes to water, the owner, Paul, gosh, man, he knows everything. He's probably really boring at parties, but when it comes to softening and chemicals in your water and chlorine and getting your water right for you and yours that live there and drink that water every day, he knows everything. Check him out at waterpros.net, waterpros.net. Now, 303-713-8255. We're going to finish up with our expert, Nick. Nick is basically saying, Nick, if I'm reading between the lines, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but it's very possible there's no issue going on with her Windows, even though it looks strange to me. I'm just not, you know everything about Windows. And this has nothing to do with Gravina. This is a totally different company, Renewal by Anderson, but you would say that's very possible there is no issue. It's normal. It's science.
Every one of her windows is doing it. I would probably originally lean towards the interior humidity.
Okay.
I know she says she's not running it, but just from what I'm getting presented, that's how I would go with this.
I'm going to ask you something then. and then we'll go back to that. So when Suzanne and I get up in the morning and it's a cold day, we have huge picture windows, just massive. I mean, like some of them are, I don't even know, 5 feet by 5 feet. I don't know, 10 by 10 feet, whatever. On very cold days, or when we get out of the steam shower, it'll build up humidity. But I want to say this. During the summer, I have a steamer on our furnace. So not only a regular humidifier, but a steamer. And we keep our house during the summer at about 45. So when our windows fog up on a very cold day and there's condensation and I start questioning whether or not the window seals are broke, we probably have no issue either because that's normal.
Right. Again, in science terms, like if it's above 20 degrees, you can have your house like 30 to 35% humidity. And if it's a 60 degree outside, you can have even more. So it's a dew point, relative to the exterior temperature versus the interior humidity.
And I'm going to ask her real quick. Hey, I understand you're not liking what he has to say, and to me it looks weird too. In fact, all of them are doing it. So here's what I'm going to do, Danny. I'm going to put Deputy Dollar on it. I don't know if there's a problem or not, but Deputy Dollar is going to get the information of your sales rep, and we probably know some people over renewal just from years of doing this consumer show, and we'll contact them because the one thing that is driving me nuts is how they basically said there is a problem unless if he went back and the sales guy got schooled by somebody like Nick. So we are going to make a phone call for you just to make sure, and we'll go from there. All right, Danny?
Can I say one thing?
Of course you can. Go ahead.
My old windows are warmer than the new windows, according to the thermal camera. So if the old windows seals are bad, they should be colder and letting in cold air.
I would agree with that. I mean, Nick, any comment on that?
Yeah, I mean, if she has, a before and after, again, when I talk about the seal, I talk about how much of the, the air infiltration is coming in, not necessarily the efficiency of the overall window.
Yeah,
those are two different things.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at this other picture again, the one that supposedly has the mold spores.
Yes.
And I zoomed into the crank handle, and that has a bunch of orange, like rust looking on it.
What is that generally caused by?
There.
Hold on.
Probably.
All right, sorry about that, Nick. Hold on, I'll pick you up during the break. Hold on.
Hey, Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. We have the nation's lowest prices on the best equipment money can buy. We carry true treadmills. They are the smoothest, quietest, and best warranty treadmills ever built for the home. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Join Josh Caraso for Careva, Long-Term Care Radio. Heard weekends right here.
Roughly 70% of Americans will need some form of long-term care.
And that can easily wipe out your retirement funds. Then what? You really want your kids bathing you? Call Josh to discuss repositioning some savings to a long-term care savings account that pays 3 to 1 on your deposits and pays you back if you don't use it. 970.
You're over 50.
Oh, I'm almost 60. I'm 59 now.
Oh, how were your 50s? Good?
Very
I would
good.
love, if you would do that. Hold on, I'm going to bring you back.
Hopefully we'll remember this for the rest of my life.
And
I had a 90-year-old, no, a 100-year-old. Ross had a 100-year-old years
Hey,
ago.
did Susan?
Yeah.
I'm sure the guy's probably gone.
Suzanne, did you pick out what we want yet with Nick?
No, I've got to look at the samples at home. I haven't had a chance to do that yet.
All right, hold on.
Oh, Ross had a 100-year-old lady on?
No, a guy who was like a World War II vet. We talked, like I said, I think he's gone now. But asked him, what was your best age?
Yeah, what'd they say?
You have the whole space is 50.
Really?
Because he says it's a great combination of still being okay physically.
Yeah.
Nothing really wrong with you.
And you don't give a shit.
you've learned most of the lessons.
One of the big ones.
Oh, so most of my life lessons are over.
Most of the lessons are over. Now you got some money. You can still.
I'm a dinosaur.
Oh.
I am a dinosaur, brother.
Because it was like.
How do you figure?
Mark, interesting.
A
long time ago.
I'm not woke. I drink beer, not weird drinks. I like country music and Metallica.
You like country, huh?
Yep, I do like country.
Look at what I just
And there's actually a song called Dinosaur.
What's on your playlist right now?
That's kind of where you're
Dinosaur. You think I'm kidding, don't you?
No.
I've been listening, lately I've been listening and singing in the shower to a lot of Hank Williams Jr. That's Dinosaur.
Yeah, kind of was. What is that?
Are we going to get dinged for playing music on
You like country,
YouTube?
Stephanie?
Yeah. Oh, Mark. Oh, God.
And then, okay, so my favorite Hank Williams song right now,
He's a dinosaur.
because I truly feel this way. I truly do. Except for Mike.
What? Yes.
In fact, when I sing to myself in the shower,
I love Hank Jr. He's great.
This is good information to have.
Right, exactly. All my rowdy friends
I've moved
have settled down.
Except Michael.
Except Michael. He's the only one that keeps me on my toes. So, not all my rowdy friends are coming over tonight. Not the football song, but all my rowdy friends have settled down.
Like the
Mark.
And it's sad, yeah.
Mark.
We used to go out shit kicking with all kinds of people.
Mark.
Now it's just me and Mark.
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead.
Nick Ravinas. I'm trying to work here. You're wienering around.
Oh my God, I saw what you sent.
I heart wieners.
Yeah.
Listen, Nick Ravinas, you wanted to hold him?
Yes.
He just emailed me 0 minutes ago saying he just emailed you another question for the lady.
Oh.
Passing the message.
We'll stay on top of that kind of stuff, babe.
He didn't email it to me.
Jeez, you're slow.
It was 0 minutes
Oh,
ago.
sliding door.
How quicker can I be?
Does she have blinds closed over her windows? Oh, we'll ask her. Tell Nick we'll ask her when we come back.
We're going to ask her that when we come back.
He said he's going to go out there. That's why we're holding it. It's going to be good for him.
Okay, hang tight a minute. Join Tom, Susan, most of us.
Yeah, I always leave my blinds up just about a quarter inch. So air can get
just
in there.
enough for that old lady next door to take a sneak peek.
There you go.
How's she doing thermal
See what she's missing.
What kind of thermal camera does she have?
And I bet you wouldn't say that to Frank.
We don't have blinds.
Would you? You wouldn't, like I said.
I wouldn't say that to. There's nobody I would say that to. That has nothing to do with Frank. There is nobody I would ever say or even think that. I don't even know how things like that.
What about not
get
having
into your
blinds
head?
Do you guys prance
I'm actually
around?
a little bit like stunned.
Do you guys prance around in front of the windows because nobody's around?
And they're cracking up.
We don't have any blinds. Zero.
Yeah, I know.
Well, no one could see us.
We live in
naked.
the woods.
Only the squirrels in the hall.
We do things on the balcony and the deck.
No, we don't.
So
Poor
long as the
Frank.
Amazon drivers can't see you.
Frank's lost weight.
Why are you
He lost
mentioning
weight?
that now?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could tell.
Suzanne said he looked great.
Well, thanks. You know what?
You don't want to know other things she's saying.
Let me tell you something, friend. Boxing with a 21-year-old in the mornings.
You will lose weight.
Oh, I bet.
I called one of my clients. They texted me. We just finished working out. And I said, hi. He goes, are you okay? I said, yeah, I was just boxing with my 21-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh, that kid.
Did you ever box?
Not like
Not Golden Gloves or anything?
No, not Golden Gloves or nothing. But we have like it keeps you in shape, Mark. My gosh, but
Yeah.
keep you in shape, man.
Oh. Oh, I guess Tim, he just said I'm banned, so I'm getting rid of him. Let's see. Timeout. There he
I
goes.
just don't want the kid hitting me too hard.
Now, should I put Tim in timeout for 10 seconds, 10 minutes, 10 days, or 10 weeks? Huh.
What's he doing to you?
I'll let him decide.
What is your problem with Tim?
He is now there. Bam. See you, Tim. Nice knowing you, brother.
What was he doing to you?
He said he blocked me, so I blocked him.
There you go.
It's just tit for tat.
What, on Facebook?
On YouTube.
YouTube.
That sounds like an OnlyFans channel. You're watching.
Isn't Renewal the one that does all those infomercials, right? Like those 2-minute commercials during 9 News or whatever. I'm pretty sure they are.
I don't even see TV till like late at night, and then my wife and I will kick back and watch a favorite show or something. I don't really see TV.
It was only 10 seconds, Tim, but that was a warning shot. That was over the bow. You have till 12 o'clock noon on Saturday to shape up and let all the bad blockers go, or else they'll be hell to pay. You think people got that? Probably not. That's what Trump said to Israel, or to
Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Welcome, my friends, to the only show of its kind. We're here to help you. We're here to dig into whatever problem you have. We're here to try to solve it. We're here to try to recoup money for you. In fact, I never did pull out Tom's dinger and give it to Dimitri. He's over at Tom's house a lot, so he probably gets that dinger more than most of us. But here's the deal. That was a great deal you did on that parking deal. Guy had a $10,000 parking ticket. Yeah. Once you started really digging into it, we got it figured out. He owes nothing. No matter what now, he owes nothing.
Yeah, the landlord who owns that parking lot agreed to just wipe the record clean and zero out the man's account at the collection agency.
I absolutely love it, and that's the kind of stuff we do. We've done that. We've helped people on C470 tickets. We've helped people that their heater's not working, their landlord's not getting it fixed. We've helped so many people, it's unbelievable. And I always talk about our referral list members. Our referral list members are the best. It doesn't matter if it's the attorneys. It doesn't matter who they are. They're absolutely the best people. They help out all the time. In fact, one of them's on right now, Nick Gravina with Gravina Windows. I was talking to him during the break. This poor lady, he thinks it's going to be humidity. I mean, I'm just saying it how it is, but I'm going to tell you what Nick has agreed to do. In fact, he offered it. I didn't even ask him. But Danny, Nick's going to come out, even though you live quite a ways out. Nick's going to come out and check all the windows and just double check that he doesn't think there's any problems on installation or humidity and anything like that. And then if there is a problem, we're going to have an expert on our side when we go to Renewal by Anderson. Does that sound good to you?
Yes, thank you.
You're very welcome, and I want to thank you, too, for Nick, for saying you're going to do that. But you did have another question for her. What was it?
Do you have, what type of blinds do you have over those windows currently?
I don't have any blinds.
Zero zip.
Okay.
I have curtains, but...
Curtains? Heavy, thick ones? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you close those at night, too, on really cold days, it kind of blocks some of the heat from getting to the interior part of the window. So that's where that ice can build up more, too, because we're kind of blocking heat from the windows actually receiving, the internal warmth for that not to accrue as much.
So Nick's going to reach out to you, of course, off air and figure out a time next week. And Nick, I really do appreciate you going out there. That's why we love Gravina Windows. This has nothing to do with Gravina's, by the way. This is a product installed and sold by Renewal by Anderson. Out of curiosity, Nick, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm trying not to get them confused, but is Renewal by Anderson the one that does a lot of 2-minute kind of infomercials during 9 News or late at night? Is that company?
Yes.
Okay. I knew I've heard of them, and I know we don't get a lot of complaints on them that I can remember. I just don't think so, at least not for the last 15 plus years. We've definitely had a couple, but I don't remember anything. So Danny, make sure we have your phone number so Suzanne can give that to Nick. And Nick, what I love about you guys, and I just did one of your commercials not long ago, but man, 20 different lines of windows. What's your favorite? I'm going to ask you a crazy question. I realize every house is different, but let's say a nice mountain house. Let's say something up in Evergreen. That's a nice, built within the last 20 years. They're looking at remodeling. They want a good window for the mountains. What's your favorite?
Most mountain houses, usually wood interior. We would probably go to a clad product. I'm a big fan of Colby's wood-clad product. I think they build them amazing, great warranty, great quality, great craftsmanship. I absolutely love that window.
When we talk about something up in the mountains, does altitude matter? In other words, from 7,000 to say, I don't know, 10,000 feet, would you change that up? Or they're pretty much all built for altitude?
Well, yeah, that's just in the glass. We put a capillary tube in it. And some of those, even in Denver, we're doing that because of a 5,000-foot cap, and we're just above it. So, yeah, it's really about the glass, not the product.
Well, and it's about the company. I mean, you guys have been doing this forever. When you were growing up, out of curiosity, we've all heard of Hootie the Owl and Gravina, and we've heard the TV commercials, radio ads, and everything for years. When you were a tiny kid, man, like 5 or 6, I assume your granddad was running this?
Yeah, we used to go down to the old shop when all my older great uncles and everybody worked together, yeah.
Wow, that's kind of cool, man. The heritage, behind you guys, and I love having you in. I love the way you go right to it. Thanks again for going out there. Then get back with me next week after you take a look at it so we can really try to get her help if she needs it and figure out what the deal is. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
You got it. Man, I love our referral list members. All right, we got some lines open, 303-713-8255. Frank Duran, Stephanie Thomas. Has it slowed down? Buying, selling? Would you call it right now a seller's market or a buyer's market in Denver? Frank.
Mark, I think we are transitioning slowly into kind of a balanced market. I'll say this. Homes are taking a little longer to sell, but tell you what, prices are staying strong. We're sitting right around 575,000 median, so we're not seeing prices go down. We're still seeing the demand there.
But it's taking longer to sell.
It's taking longer to sell.
Give me an idea. So like a $600,000 house is like 6 months ago was selling an average of what?
Oh, God, 6 months, well, over 60 days maybe. And here's the deal. The average, or say the median's around 45, the average is a little over 61 days.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow. Stephanie, Colorado Springs?
Yeah, so our median price is at $470. But, you know, our days on market are definitely, I think,
longer.
higher. Yeah. And I agree with Frank. I think we're a little more balanced. Our inventory still suggests seller's market. Interest rates have kind of taken some people, you know, and made affordability a little more of a concern. And I think those factors are kind of balancing one another out. But I look at those current days on market two ways. Because if I just look at the reports for sold properties, it shows that our average days on market were 64. But if I pull stats on all the actual active properties right now, it's actually at 97.
Oh, wow.
So current days on market for the properties that are still active are still, you know, sitting a little bit higher. But that's not abnormal in a more balanced market where homes take a few months to sell.
What's a high in the spring? So like I'm pretty, because we're on KRDO down there, I'm down at that station doing promos and other stuff a lot. So I know the area pretty well.
Sure.
If you go down near the Broadmoor, some of those homes are absolutely gorgeous. Give me an idea of what they run.
You've got multi-million-dollar homes in that area. You've got some properties that, you
2
know.
to 5? I mean, is there $5 million homes?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
In the Broadmoor area. What's another up-and-coming area, or not even up-and-coming, what's another high, expensive area in the Springs?
You know, there's some areas in the north side of town that are definitely going to get up there a little bit, kind of getting close to like the Air Force Academy, things like that. You've got some higher priced properties.
And then
Broadmoor is definitely going to see some of those bigger prices.
Oh, my God. The Broadmoor area is just absolutely gorgeous. We go to a beer festival up there once a year at, what is it called, Suzanne? St. Arnold's or Arnold's, the Feast at Arnold's? You've been up there with us.
Yeah.
I love that area. Those homes around that church.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
what do you think those go for? $1 million, $2 million?
It's one of those areas that's incredibly mixed. So I've shown homes out in that area recently as, you know, in the 450 range. But you've also got homes that exceed, you know, that's multi-million-dollar range too. So it's kind of a mixed area.
And then the cheap area that you, I wouldn't say represent or do too much in, but you do some, would be down Pueblo, right?
So I will go as far as Pueblo. Really, that Pueblo West area I'm pretty familiar with. That's on that north side of Pueblo where you've got, you know, properties that are on acreage. most like half acre, acre plus lots. So I've done some things down there. So I'm pretty familiar with that area too.
And then, Frank, selling in Denver, I'd say the hardest, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, but it's got to be hard to move condos just simply because of roofs and HOAs and all the problems we hear on the show all the time with condos. The insurance is the one that blows my mind. Are they getting really hard to sell or no?
Boy, Mark, I'll tell you, in certain areas. Now, others we've moved with a little more ease.
Now, when you say an area, do you mean an area like, I'm just giving examples like Castle Rock, or do you mean an area like a certain building?
I would say areas such as parts of Denver that I've noticed. And I'm not thinking of the subdivision name right now, Mark, but there's a particular one. It'll come to me here in a minute here. But basically, they had so much inventory. It was way out of whack. It was like 70% active, like maybe 25 or 30% pending.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Heather Gardens. That's what I was, yeah.
Oh, that's massive.
Oh, yeah, it's massive.
Isn't that kind of an old folks community?
Yeah, I think 55 plus.
55 plus. Man, I have been out there basically on assignment so many times with issues. It could be any issues with neighbors, issues with the HOA, issues with the maintenance guy, mental issues, selling issues. I have been out there so many times, it's crazy. Yeah. I remember a disclosure issue. Someone sold one, and we found out, I don't know how much longer after the sale or the closing went, but the neighbor knew for a fact and had video that the unit the person called about, it was the kid that called on behalf of the mother, it flooded.
Wow.
And they hid that it flooded on the disclosure. What does it say on the disclosure for flooding, guys?
If they've ever had any kind of flooding or moisture problems.
Yes or no, or I don't know.
Yeah.
So they checked no, if I recall, and it turned out it just so happened the neighbor that still lived there, theirs flooded too, and they took video and had all the video.
Oh, boy.
So they went back, and eventually there was some kind of, some money got paid. I don't remember ultimately after we got involved, but that was Heather Gardens.
Yeah, and I'll
it's
tell you,
huge. The place is massive.
It's massive, Mark. And another thing to watch out for, we tell our buyers this all the time. If you're buying in a property that has HOA, let's check. Let's see what the letters, the meetings minutes look like. Are there any pending lawsuits? Any special assessments coming up? That can make a huge difference.
And special assessments, folks, that's where they'll kill you. So even if the HOA is high, Suzanne and I have looked at some really nice condos. Really nice stuff. And there's a couple things that blow me away. One, some of them $3,000 a month HOA. Now, that includes a ton of stuff. I'm going to say it straight up. A ton of stuff. I won't even break it down, but a ton of stuff. But the special assessment is what I'm terrified about. So even if you're willing to pay $3,000 a month just for the HOA, and that's not, I know people are out there going, that's crazy. No, there's a lot of stuff like that, especially like in Miami, in Las Vegas, just all over, right here in Denver. In fact, I would say right over here, where did Tom used to live over here?
Landmark?
Landmark, if you got a penthouse there, it's $2,000 to $3,000, maybe even higher now, just the HOA fees. That includes the garage. It includes a lot of stuff, but regardless, even if you can get over that, and if you're not going to be there full time, it's very hard to get over that. But even if you can get over that, the special assessment, if there's a big hailstorm, or if you're in Miami and there's water damage, some kind of hurricane damage, that special assessment could easily be 50, 60, $100,000 or more.
Oh, yeah.
Think about that. You better be able to afford to live there if in any condo. Yeah. If they hit you with the special assessment, and the other place they do that, guys, is timeshares. People think, I got a timeshare for $1,200 a year, and I can use it 1 week in Mexico. Well, let me tell you something. They'll hit you with the special assessment.
Oh, yeah.
Who do you think rebuilds after a hurricane goes through Cancun? You do. Yeah. They'll hit. We have heard from the Finn Law Group. People getting hit with $40,000 assessments.
Oh, yeah.
40. And they can go after you for it. They can get the judgment, lenient, take it. It's incredible. But special assessments are crazy. Everybody hold tight. Shannon looks like he's going to kill me.
Regen Revolution has helped me so much in terms of getting mobile and active again. And now they'll be helping me and you at their new location near Old Town in Arvada. It's an expanded facility, so an even better version of the great care you've come to know from Regen Revolution. The combination of regenerative medicine and more traditional treatment modalities have gotten me back to being able to play sports and exercise in ways I thought I might never do again. Learn more at regenrev.com. That's REGENREV.com.
Okay, my friends, I'm going to tell you about a company I absolutely love, and not only do I love them, I've used them numerous times, and the deal they have going on right now is crazy. 888heating.com, 45 smackers, 45 bones. They're going to come out, tear that furnace apart. They're going to clean it. They're going to spend an hour and a half, 2 hours getting all the dirt out of it, and that's what generally kills a furnace. And then they're going to slap a no breakdown guarantee on it all for $45. They're a great company. Garrett is a great owner. He operates the company beautifully. He kind of runs it like the military. They just get things done. They show up when they're supposed to. They get it done right the first time. If you need a high efficiency system, they have them. They can help you out with the rebates. There's so much stuff they do other companies don't do. I'm going to tell you one more thing 888heating.com does that I personally love. They will give you a cost to repair whatever's broken. Let's say your furnace is 15 years old. There's a lot of companies, they won't even give you options. They're going to say, oh, it's 15 years old, not worth fixing. You need a new furnace for $10,000. These guys are going to say this. They're going to say, hey, it's your blower motor or whatever it is, whatever's wrong with it. That's $500 or whatever the price is. Then they'll say, okay, but it's 15 years old. If you want to consider getting a new one, we'd love to get you a quote, but they're going to actually give you a price on repairing. Let's face it. Our first house, Suzanne and I had, our first house, that furnace lasted 20 years. It's probably still running now. We had it repaired. There's nothing wrong with getting things repaired. 888heating.com, 888heating.com. You want to be a landlord? You want to be a landlord and collect that rent check, but not have to worry about fixing the property, maintaining the property, finding the tenants. Vestera Turnkey is who you need to go through. They're going to help you find a property somewhere in the country, not in Colorado. I can already tell you that because our market's too high. They find areas where the market's going to go up, not go down. And they're very good at doing it. They've been doing it for over 30 years. They find the right area. They find the right house, not a fix and flip, a house ready to move into. You buy it, you own it, deeds in your name, it's all yours. All yours, 100%, no strings attached, yours. They find a management company, you pay them to manage the property, you collect the rent check. As the market grows there, and as all the homes go up, when you're ready to sell it, you take the big profit, and that's it. We've had callers literally $200,000-$300,000 invested with Barry at VesteraTurnkey.com now have millions of dollars, and I'm not joking. They know what they're doing. VesteraTurnkey.com. Now, last but never least, Bradley O'Brien, anything to do with property. In fact, we're going to have him on at the 1:30 hour to talk about something else, but he's got a full team of skilled real estate attorneys that can help you with anything. Here's some of the things he does. But really anything real estate that's commercial or residential, but buying and selling docs, loan docs, leases. We talked about an issue with a duplex this show. Someone bought a duplex, it wasn't split right. He can make sure everything is right on the property line, fence issues, easements, adverse possessions, stuff like title and survey reviews. He can help mediation. He can do arbitration. He can do litigation. This man, when it comes to residential or commercial properties, is phenomenal. OLSlaw.com. And last thing I'm going to say about him, and it's an important thing for landlords in Denver and in Colorado. If you have not updated your lease, you need to call him and have him look it over. Think of getting a new lease, whatever that looks like in your circumstance. But so many rules have changed in the last 2 or 3 years. You might have a lease out there signed that's not worth the paper it's printed on. OLSlaw.com.
It's a new year, Colorado. Don't spend it painting. Do what your neighbor Tom did. He called Rhino Shield.
Our house is built in 1986, and the paint was starting to look a little worn. I decided I need to give Rhino Shield a call.
Rhino Shield ceramic technology is specifically formulated for our unique climate right here in Colorado, and it's Class 1 fire rated.
The Rhino Shield crew was quite good. The people were top notch. I basically came home 2 days after they started it, and it was done.
And right now, Colorado, you can get the 25-year guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
Even now, when we're riding together, we come home, we're like, man, that looks great. And we've had compliments from friends that have been over and looking at it, and, it just really looks awesome.
Here's owner Jim Williams.
This offer is limited, so call me at 844-317-4466. That's 844-31-RHINO or rhinoshieldco.com.
Go Rhino Shield.
If you're looking for quality service, products, and plum crazy deals, think Plumline Services and Carrier. Whether staying warm this winter, clearing drains, or other plumbing and electrical issues, depend on Plumline's leadership and excellence in home services, together with quality brands like Carrier. Serving Castle Rock to Fort Collins, Plumline and Carrier. Turn to the experts. Service at home, servants at heart, 25 years strong, PlumlineServices.com.
Heard about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation? Your neighbor Chip did.
I'm a real car guy, and I have a garage that I got tired of fighting the apocalypse.
Mark's mature.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about what you said. Yeah, mature. You have blown any credibility you have gained in 32 years.
33, it's 34, 35. It's beyond the 30 mark. We're at 32, so that puts us at 34 years.
If we were Mormon, do you think any Mormons have had,
You wouldn't let me on your planet.
say, 4 or 5 wives? Seriously, not regular Mormons, the polygamous sect, like out in Colorado City and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think any of them literally had the same wives, all of them, for like 30 years, or that's impossible?
Well, they probably added
No, I
to
bet
it.
they have.
Yeah, there's probably 1 or 2 in there that they had for 30 years.
Originally it would be like if you were Mormon and someone, like one of the husbands died, and he had a wife, of course, and kids, they would take him in so they could still eat and stuff. It wasn't really anything about sex or any of that stuff.
Although that's a nice side deal.
I can't even handle the wife I have, Mark. I couldn't imagine having 10 wives, man.
Frank, you don't know.
She's a handful, man, believe me.
A handful? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Renee's a handful, Mark.
Handfuls.
She's a pistol, buddy.
Pistol? That's not bad.
Yeah.
How about bulldog?
She's blunt, Mark. Very blunt.
You have a real estate question, holding on one.
Okay.
Working on the title lock call, waiting on Brad O'Brien. Just letting you know what's going on in here, doing my job.
We're having fun, too.
I miss Kelly.
I miss Kelly, too.
For the record, I do not. Here we go.
I just thought of some of the best news I have heard, Dimitri. Some of the best news I have heard this week. We've heard a lot of cost cutting in government. We're going to get one of our experts on, our attorney, in a second for a different call. Then we have a real estate question. But during the break, I just started thinking, you're thinking of Doge, and we're thinking of people, cutting out all the fat and saving taxpayers money and dismantling agencies that are just doing nothing but wasteful spending. But there was something else done in the past week, an executive order that goes beyond beautiful, goes beyond greatness, goes beyond any other executive order. We have now returned to plastic straws. Thank God.
Yeah.
Is there anybody in this room that preferred paper straws? Speak up.
Oh, no.
Or forever hold your tongue.
No.
Anybody? Suzanne?
You've been complaining about paper straws for many years.
They are the worst. The first time I ever saw them with Starbucks, it started melting in my coffee. Sometimes they explode. They say, oh, they're going to kill the fish. They're going to kill the fish. No, they don't. I agree with Trump. I want to see a plastic straw hurt a great white shark. I want to see it happen. I don't even believe it happens. I don't. Frank Duran, the real estate man, he's going to want to stay out of this one, but I'll ask you, have you ever used a paper straw and liked it?
Unfortunately, oh no, I never liked it. Unfortunately, I've used them, but
yes,
I didn't like
They're
it.
horrible.
Yeah,
and
it's
then,
a bummer.
and I want to thank Polis one more time because generally I thank Polis every day when I'm doing the show. I'd like to thank you for not having plastic bags anymore. And I'll tell you why I want to thank them. Because whenever I go anywhere else and get a plastic bag, I'm so happy. I'm elated. It's like, oh my God, they're still here. I thought they were wiped off the face of the planet. But it's just Colorado. We're not even around the ocean. That's not going to find its way into the ocean. But once again, I don't see a big white having any problems. Dimitri?
Yeah, I think that the outlawing of the plastic bags is just deplorable. And the unintended consequence of that, at least in my household, is I used to use plastic shopping bags as a garbage bag.
Yep.
And now I actually use regular garbage bags. And if you just lift the two in each hand,
it's horrible.
There's so much more plastic in the garbage bag that I have to use.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You're shopping with a hefty bag is basically what you're saying.
Well, I don't use them for shopping. I'm saying
understand.
that I use them for garbage. So now every day I'll throw away 10 times more plastic by weight than I did when I used to use the little flimsy King Soopers shopping bag for garbage. So this is the unintended consequence.
And it drives me insane. I think they pulled in like $700,000 in taxes. Because remember, when you buy one now, it's 10 cents or something along those lines. Walmart, of course, the Mac Daddy just said, hey, we're not doing it. They now sell, for the first time, they have paper bags I've started to see. But when we go to Nebraska, Wyoming, I'm so happy. I go, oh, you know what? I do owe Polis a thank you because I'm so elated seeing a plastic bag. I couldn't be happier.
It's a relief.
It is a relief. It's like, wow, there is normal places still. So that'll be my thanks to Polis.
Mark, it would be nice to bring back the full-strength flush toilets.
They did, didn't they? Hey, Suzanne, didn't he get rid of the water restrictions?
Oh, that's for
Trump
appliances.
did for appliances. Now I can get my washer and dryer.
Yeah, so we've been thinking about getting a new one. The bottom line is our old ones work great, and they have more power.
Yeah,
we've had so many people in the appliance repair business go, these new ones, you might have to clean your clothes twice.
Yeah, that's what I end up doing.
So then you use twice as much water.
Yeah, my washer by default runs twice now. So every load of laundry is actually two. Hey. Also, I really miss the 25 cents incandescent light bulbs. I just bought some LED light bulbs that were $6 or $7.
Okay, first of all, if you're going to buy light bulbs in Colorado, I'm going to tell everybody this. I wouldn't buy a incandescent light bulb ever, but I understand your point. They were basically free. I don't like them because they burn out, they get hot. There's a lot of reasons I don't like them. And they do take 10 times the power, which ultimately we pay for in our house. That's out of our pocket.
Yeah, but I want it to be my choice, not the government's choice.
I like that. That's fine. I'm good with that. But I will say this. When you talked about pricing, the best place to buy light bulbs in Colorado, bar none. I'm talking an 8-pack of LEDs that have a little switch on them that you can literally switch between 3 different brightnesses. Okay. I mean, these things are unbelievable. Costco, like $5.
That's not bad.
It's dirt cheap. Sometimes they'll have the ones without the switches, an 8-pack or 10-pack, I forget, for $3-4.
Oh, that's miraculous.
It's the only place. Sam's Club, double. Walmart, triple. Target, quadruple. I don't know why Costco, they must get a rebate or something somewhere because they seem to be half the price, but I digress. We have a real estate question. By the way, really quick, who was asking about the bathroom place, Suzanne? Was that Thomas? Who the heck was that? That was, anyhow, it's Renew Home Innovations. They're unbelievable. If you want, Nick is the owner out there, and what Renew does is pretty much whatever you want done in your house. But what they specialize are in these big, beautiful porcelain sheets that'll build the most durable shower walls you can imagine. No maintenance whatsoever, no colors, and they can transform that old shower into this new shower generally within a week. I mean, it's incredible. But it's Renew Home Innovations. I'm pretty sure it's renewhomeinnovations.com. Renewhomeinnovations.com or Google it. So anyhow, I digress. Rand, what is your question, your real estate question?
Yeah, I have a off-grid cabin up in Park County, about 2 miles from Fairplay. 1 acre wooded with plumbing, septic, solar, propane.
Do you have electric?
Yeah, it's solar electric.
So, but that's it. You're not on a grid. It's purely solar.
Yeah.
What's your question?
There is electric run up there.
No, hold on. That's important to me, Rand. I'm asking you, if you wanted to connect it to the grid, you can?
Yes.
Okay, keep going.
Okay. I've had it for approximately 30 years, and it's a real nice property, but now there are pretty big, expensive houses being built around it. I'm trying to sell it. I've been using the local realtors up there with not a lot of luck. I think it's priced fairly, and I was wondering if I hear a lot of advertisements for realtors down in the Denver area, if they might have a recommendation for someone that I could use up there. Or if
I get it. I love the question. I'm going to let these two, Stephanie Thomas and Frank, kind of soak on that. We'll take a break. I promise you'll be up first, and then Tim has got a comment as well. Everybody hold tight. I got to take this break. I apologize.
KHOW Denver, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Furniture Row.
Smooth Wednesday driving throughout the Denver metro and beyond. I-25 north and southbound continue to show those highway speeds through town, as well as up north into Fort Collins and down south through Castle Rock to Colorado Springs. Back to town, heading east-west, I-70, no complaints to and from DIA. Leaving DIA, Pavia Boulevard southbound, some stop and go just around 56. Pretty typical for the afternoon drive. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
Buy more, save more this Friday through Monday at Furniture Row's fantastic 4-day sale. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices. Check out doorbuster deals while they last. Or you get 60 months no interest financing and no down payment. Shop in store or online at FurnitureRow.com.
CMG Financial, John Clace, man, what a great guy. I don't care if you're looking for a reverse mortgage, if you're a senior and you want to stay in that house and no one's going to tell you when to leave and you want to tap into some of that equity. But once again, more importantly, you can be there for as long as you want. Well, as long as you're alive. Here's the bottom line. These guys do reverse mortgages, and John also does a traditional 15 or 30. You might call on a reverse and find out a traditional might be a better way. Or the all-in-one loan that Suzanne and I have. This is an incredible loan. It's a first mortgage line of credit. And whatever your equity is in your house, say $80,000 or $800,000, whatever 80% of that is, you have access to that money for 30 years. It's like a HELOC, but it's a 30-year HELOC they can't take away. It's incredible. You have all that money sitting there that you can use anytime. And if you put your paychecks and money coming in into their savings account, it offsets whatever you owe interest taken out of the line of credit. It can save you a ton, and it's simple interest. It's not front-loaded. CMG is the only people that do it. Call John. This guy's unbelievable. 303-882-6679, or this is easy to remember, partnerinlending.com. Partnerinlending.com. Now, Mitch Floria, The Art of Granite, How I Love Thee. Suzanne, do you like our new master bathroom Mitch did?
Love it.
He came in, he got rid of those old countertops. He did the sinks as well. But hey, what did we do? Quartz? I forget.
We did quartz. It's gorgeous.
In that bathroom, we did quartz. The other one I keep getting is a granite. But so he did quartz. He did the windowsills. He did it in the bathroom area. Did the windowsills in there. He did around the tub. Of course, he did the sinks. You name it. It looks unbelievable. He can do that for you as well. He can give you a bid right over the phone. He might need a couple pictures. He'll tell you how much that new granite or quartz is going to cost. And by the way, if you don't like the stone, and he's got all kinds of stone in his yard down there to look at, if you don't like it, guess what? You can use his wholesale account, go anywhere. You can go to these big places down that just wholesale these slabs down in Denver. I mean, we're talking football fields of slabs. You can use his wholesale account and pick out what you want. He'll do the fabrication. You're going to love Mitch. You're going to love the company, the THE artofgranite.com, theartofgranite.com.
The following heartwarming yet informative scene.
I like Mitch. I was doing some.
I'm looking at pictures of your countertop on Susan's phone now.
People, I wanted to get him in there to tell his story because I thought
it's
it was
great
inspiring.
Story.
And we just never got to connect with it. I love
$300
I love stories like that.
Always nervous opening a
$300. When I met Suzanne, she had like
You can see the veins.
$3.
This is.
I probably had. I'm not kidding. I probably had maybe $200 in the bank.
Oh, that was.
But look at people how they make excuses, Kate. You were 16 years old. You get emancipated. You did what? You started a business, ice cream truck.
I got kicked out. I didn't even get emancipated. I just went to work.
Well, my point is though,
Eat cake wrap.
Look what you did though.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, of course. Well, it wasn't still. Even though I got kicked out of my house, I mean, my parents instilled a work ethic in me.
Yeah.
So
That's what I say. People.
we just didn't like the same kind of music.
Didn't like the same kind of music.
There's some sort of fake.
But I see somebody like Mitch.
I'm sure there's a bunch of fake stuff that you can make that look pretty.
Yeah, Mitch's story's great because not many people have the balls to hop on an airplane and fly over to a new country with $300.
Yeah.
Mitch.
Looking for opportunity.
Heat. Oh man.
Mitch Floria.
Oh, yeah.
I heard about it.
Look at this man. He was in Siberia just last week. Flew over with $14. Look at him now. Deputy for the show.
The wheel well.
Wearing Columbia sweatshirts. Look at me now. I can go out and buy any Costco clothes I want at any time.
When was the last time he had a full-length leather trench coat on?
You guys ever see the movie?
Never.
You ever see the movie Rudy?
The movie what?
Rudy?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So I wrote him and told him how the real Rudy, how inspired I was by his movie. I used to watch that movie all the time. He actually wrote me back. And then I got an autographed picture of him, the real Rudy.
That's cool.
That's the best part. I am no longer
I always keep that on my
in
wall.
our bathroom.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's
so
you get out of a
he was this
shower
little
and
guy,
go
like
crazy.
probably about my height,
Ass off.
to go play for Notre Dame.
again.
You know, I
Come on,
used
these
the
guys are like
facility
6'5".
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there is
he just never quit.
baseboard
And he makes that tackle at the end of the movie. I think it's great, inspiring story.
Shannon, is she talking about the toilet or the heated floors?
Well, you don't even have to put clothes on at home. It's so warm there.
The new toilet, the heated toilet seat, all that's nice.
Sitting on a heated toilet seat,
Oh
Shannon.
my God! I
All of it's cool, but the best part is that hand that gives me the reach
Oh
around.
my God.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that? I apologize.
No, but do you
Now
use
that's
the
the toilet I'd pay
shower
for.
down there?
No.
Because I went in there to check out the sitch yesterday. There's a new yoga place, but they don't have showers. So I was like, okay, I'll see what's going on at iHeart. Toilet wasn't flushed. There's a towel hanging on the
There's
shower
usually a
bar.
towel there, yeah.
And
That's Shannon stuff.
What?
Well, I was wondering if
That's
there's
Shannon. The
women's
toilet
side.
wasn't flushed and just stuff hanging around everywhere. That's
Shannon
Shannon.
says it wasn't him.
I don't use the women's side only because, as I was explaining to Suze, the men's side has baseboard heating.
Oh.
That can get very warm.
Okay, fair enough.
I've heard people complain about it too. Guys are like, it's too hot in there. Well, are you wet and naked? Because there's no such thing as too hot if you're wet and naked. Dummy.
Let's see.
Case.
Okay,
says
that's
Suze was
it.
only
See you,
11
Case.
years old when you got
See you,
with her.
Case.
Of course, she only had $3. Were you saying I had $3?
I said when I met you, you had $3.
I doubt it.
No, that's probably true. I said I had maybe 200, and it was probably payday is why I had it.
Oh,
Big time.
Case.
Make it rain.
We got once a week we'd go out for a freaking hamburger.
That was gourmet right there.
And like I said, now we can go to Costco anytime and buy whatever T-shirt we want. So in your face life.
And get all the free samples you want.
303-713-8255. Hey, don't forget youtube.com. Type in Troubleshooter Network. There's a lot going on behind the... how would you describe it, Shannon? How would you describe the YouTube part? I mean, it's definitely a show within itself, but if you had to, as our friend from many years back would say, give it a name, what would you give
under
it?
the hood.
Inappropriate.
Oh, well, that's maybe possibly one. It's a different way of listening, though. We love helping people. We love recouping money, but let's face it, we also like having some fun and entertainment. And I really do want to thank everybody that's in with us today, Stephanie Thomas and Frank Duran. And I want to go back to this caller. But before I go back to this caller, K&H Windows.com. These guys have the most beautiful siding entry doors. They're at the home show this weekend. In fact, this is a pretty cool deal. If you want to get a free quote on doors, windows, anything they do, if you want to get a free quote, they'll give you free home show tickets, and you can go there and meet them and get a free in-house quote. It's a really good deal. Those tickets are $20. How much are those tickets now? Anybody know? $20, $30, whatever they are. Free tickets up to 4, so a family of 4. But all you have to do is get a quote from them. And they've been around since 1968, and we've been talking about them since the 80s. At least Tom has. So honestly, you want a great company that can come out and give you a bid. They're not going to twist your arm. They're going to tell you about all the products. KHWindows.com. KHWindows.com. Now we're going to go back to our caller. He's got a place. Where did he say? Park County, guys? Was that where he said?
Yeah, she said close to Fairplay.
Hey, Rand, you're close to Fairplay, right?
Yeah, about 2 miles out. But
how long's it been? How long's it been for sale up there?
2 seasons.
Oh my God! So here's the problem: your realtor's not good, or has he wanted? Let me ask you this honestly: has he wanted to lower, or she wanted to lower the price, and you don't want to do that?
No, I have lowered the price.
So his question is, basically your question was, I don't know if you were referring to one of our folks. They would tell you, of course at no cost, who they would use if they were in Park, but neither of them are going to go up there, or Fairplay, I'm sorry.
I've got a referral there.
Yeah, both of them have
a referral up there.
Yeah, so both of them, and I'm going to give you the numbers. They're going to have referrals. Stephanie will give you a referral up there, but on a more important note, I love what you brought up. Frank, really quick, when something, and Stephanie, both of you chime in, but I know this because, Frank, you sold our house in Castle Rock, I don't know, 10 years ago, whatever it's been. You actually set the price less than every other one in the neighborhood. You know, we had track homes. They're all the same. My model, everywhere else for sale, and it wasn't Clark Farms. That was our house in Parker, Red Hawk. Our house in Red Hawk, our model, was selling, I don't even remember, 500,000, 600, whatever it is, numbers don't matter. But you placed it less than all the other ones for sale. And I was like, what are you, crazy? Frank, what are you doing to me? I want to make money on this house. What do you got going? But when you were said and done, and listen to this rant, when you were said and done, I made more, or you made me more, than any other model sold for. So that secret sauce, Stephanie, do you price stuff that same way?
Yes. We definitely look at those comps and kind of price according to that. But I do want to chime in about one thing he did say, if that's okay.
Yeah, please.
So I do sell in the mountains, and the mountains have been selling a lot slower. So before, I wouldn't be so quick to say maybe the agent wasn't doing.
But isn't 2 seasons too long?
Not necessarily. There are some
and
specialized. There's specialized properties.
And he's not on the grid,
right? So there are some specialized properties up there, but the mountains have definitely seen a lot, slower selling times than some of the city areas.
And winter probably sucks, right?
Absolutely. So I just want to say that.
So Frank,
I have another question.
Go ahead, Rand. You call. Go ahead.
One of the realtors, because this house is only heated by a large
like a pot
stove,
belly. Yeah.
And it's big. They said that I couldn't, the purchaser could not get a loan because it only has one source of heat inside the cabin.
Well, okay, hold on. I'm just going to put you, I got to put you on a hold because I'm going to keep you up. We're going to get you up, Rand, but what you're saying is not correct. Now, listen, you might not be able to get certain kinds of loans. I acknowledge that. You might not be able to get what? Like, you guys help me out. A VH, what is it? The veterans. A VA loan, you're definitely not going to be able to get. You're not going to be able to get a typical loan to buy your property, I would agree. Wouldn't you guys agree? That doesn't mean people can't get a loan to buy your property. They can get a signature loan. They could borrow from somebody else. They could pay cash. So, yes, that just does exactly what Stephanie said. It brings up more obstacles to get by selling your property. But I would think his property's not being... I got to take this, but I'm going to tell you what I think Rand's problem is, and I'm going to ask both of you, and then we'll go to break. Frank, when you put my house up for sale, in 3 days, we had 100,000 people walk through it virtually with the Matterhorn 3D walkthrough.
Yes.
100,000 people in 3 days walked through my house. I would bet there is no marketing whatsoever being done on your house but MLS. But hold on.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by True Green.
Smooth Wednesday driving throughout the Denver metro and beyond. I-25 north and southbound continue to show those highway speeds through town as well as up north into Fort Collins and down south through Castle Rock to Colorado Springs. Back to town heading east-west, I-70, no complaints to and from DIA. Leaving DIA at Padium Boulevard southbound, some stop and go just around 56. Pretty typical for the afternoon drive. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
True Green. Get a golf course quality lawn that's more affordable than you think. Don't wait. Visit TrueGreen.com today and let the pros handle the work while you enjoy the results. That's TrueGreen.com. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
DiscountBath.com, quality remodels at discount prices. That's what the owner says. Here's the bottom line. These guys do a great job. Whether you want to gut the entire bathroom and start from scratch, move the shower, get rid of the tub, move the commode, make the closet bigger, they can do it all. Or maybe you just want a tub to shower conversion. They can do those very quickly, and they do everything at a discount price. Suzanne and I have had them out to the house. I love all the options they lay down on the table. It's absolutely crazy. And once again, that tub to shower conversion, if you're just sick of that old shrub or shub, whatever you want to call it, they can do that, and they can usually knock that out in about 2 weeks. So here's the gig. Go to discountbath.com. That's discountbath.com. John Fuller Law. He's a great attorney. He's helped Suzanne and I out twice. Both times we got maximum payouts by the other insurance company. Every nickel the people had in coverage we got, John got it for us, and here was the best part. After he got every nickel that policy had, he went to the chiropractor. He went to the hospital. He went to the ER. He went to the ambulance company, and he negotiated the bills down to put more money in our pocket. Most attorneys don't go that extra mile. Call John Fuller. Put the phone number down if you need it. You want it in your phone if you're hurt in an accident. 303-597-4500, 303-597-4500, or call fuller.com.
Got Walmart in Scottsbluff now. Yeah. And there's a Dunkin' Donuts right across the street. There's never a line because it's fucking Scottsbluff. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He's not it. Would you guys agree? Now, I understand the 2 seasons in the mountains, but still, that's 2 years. Unless if I'm reading through it wrong. 2 summers. Now he's in winter. Next season's coming up. You don't think that's still too long?
It's so hard to say.
If it's just sitting on MLS.
Well, right, but I would have to look at it and say, hey, the pictures are bad, or hey, the price is totally off base, or there's so many specific things about that property that they've limited their buyer pool so significantly.
Suzanne, put up the property address on the screener from Rand so these guys can pull up what they find real quick.
I mean,
yep. I'm just dealing with John Fuller.
So many things in the mountains.
What?
I've seen so
Rand,
many
can
things
I
in the
get that
mountains. I've seen
property
things
address?
that, like, I didn't even want to walk in. So, you know. I had someone telling me they had a.
What's the street name?
Property. I went and walked it, comped it out.
Can you spell that?
For $250, and they thought I was and I'm like being really right.
And
on.
it's the number 63.
So there's just a lot of stuff up there, and it's a lot of times you have people.
Okay, in town again. I'm sorry.
So I've
got it. Hang tight. They just wanted to look it up off the air. Hang on.
It just
there it is, guys. 63 Skedaddler Lane.
That's probably
what is it?
I like that.
Oh, really?
He doesn't care. I mean, he wants everybody to know the address. He's trying to sell it.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, it's so hard to say though.
I can't even find Skedaddler. I spelled it wrong.
Oh, it's 2 words. Ski Daddler. SKI space.
SKI space Daddler.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. Sorry.
Don't misspell it, or it actually comes out.
I got it.
Skid.
Is it number 4?
63.
Number 60.
You're gonna
Came right up for me. I spelled it wrong.
Oh, I see it. No, that's Anther Gulch.
I didn't see it on.
Skedaddler, all one word?
No, 2 words. Ski Daddler with 2 D's.
Okay, that's
or 3 D's technically.
Don't accidentally spell Kid Diddler. Looking it up.
But I don't see anything on it.
I'm not seeing it come up either.
Skedaddler Lane, Fair Play.
Ski Daddler. SKI. Ski Daddler.
I don't see anything on it.
I'm doing the ski too, the ski daddler.
It says it's not for. Oh wait, that's a different one.
I see it. I mean, I found the address, but
maybe because it's off the grid, it's off the map.
I just put in 63. So
it's Ted Kaczynski's shack.
Anything with.
You know what I love seeing on the map? Gulf of America.
How about tax records?
Apple hasn't updated it yet.
Possibly.
Okay, I'll try tax records.
Yeah, Park County will have it. Or it's going to be Summit MLS.
Let me double check the Gulf of
That
America
area
on
is
Apple.
Summit and RE Colorado. Some people list in Summit, some people list in RE.
Let's see if I can pull it up that way.
Ski daddler.
Ski daddler.
Okay, if you zoom all the way in, it says Gulf of America. But if you zoom out, it says Gulf of Mexico.
Maybe from a
Gulf of
distance.
Mexico.
I tried that.
Then if you zoom in, Gulf of America.
That's funny.
Well, no wonder it's been sitting on the market. It's not even up for sale.
Changed it right away.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I found it. Oh, no, that's 50 skedaddlers. There's no 63 skedaddlers.
Because that CEO was at the inauguration.
Are you sure it's 50 or 63?
63 Skedaddler Lane, right?
I have a 50 and a 94 and a 222 and a 76 skedaddler.
We just don't see it.
Yeah.
Are you
Sorry,
on
Rand.
MLS?
I'm on MLS tax records, which should easily come up here.
Stand by for yucks.
Well, we got 30 seconds.
You know, Rand, I simply don't see it anywhere. We can't find the address you gave us, 63 Ski Daddler. So what I'm going to have is you're going to leave your information for Suzanne, and Stephanie's going to reach out to you, and she's basically going to give you an idea down there. But here's it. I don't think it's being... I simply do... You can't even find tax records on it, can you guys? So we're going to see what we can find out, Rand. But the bottom line is I don't think it's being marketed right. When these two here in studio with me, Frank Duran and Stephanie Thomas, they market your home through Facebook, through MLS, through Zillow, through Realtor.com. It's more than just an MLS listing. You know what? If you're selling a $2 million property, you're going to go to Facebook and you're going to use all the tools out there. You're going to send advertisements for that house to people that can afford to buy that house. And I don't think yours is being done right. Tim, real quick, what about paper straws? Quick. No? Nope, nothing from Tim. He held for a half hour to hang up at the last second. 303-713-8255, 303 Martino. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino and stay connected with all of us at 630 KHOW, KHOW.com, and on the iHeartRadio app. This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, and I've seen the wrong way to sell precious metals, tangled necklaces, mismatched earrings, broken watches, coins. The wrong way is not knowing who you can trust. That's why I recommend David Ellis Jewelry on 3rd and Clayton. He'll weigh it and pay it. He'll even buy your fine jewelry and diamonds. I've known him 40 years. It's time you get to know him. 2640 East 3rd Avenue. That's 3rd and Clayton. 303-322-8779. 322-8779.
Financial health is more than just really the investments. You have to look at tax consequences. You have to think about legacy planning or generational planning or your healthcare options. Those all go together with your financial health.
Join Matt Goolsby for Retire Hour to hear his team in finance, healthcare, estate, and taxes discuss changes in law, strategic planning, and answer listener questions. Submit your questions to be answered live on air at retirehour.com. Retire Hour, Sundays at 8 a.m. right here on KHOW.
Attention freedom lovers. February isn't just any month. It's Freedom February at Triple J Armory. Each week, we're rolling out new, unbeatable deals on firearms, gear, and more. Plus, we've got secret deals hiding in our email. Sign up to get in on the savings. And the best part, these deals are good at both our locations, Littleton and Colorado Springs. Don't miss out. Celebrate your Second Amendment freedom all month long at Triple J Armory.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
630 KHOW Denver. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. The U.S. and Russia agreed to a prisoner swap involving Mark Vogel, an American schoolteacher who the Biden administration had deemed wrongfully detained by Russia, and Alexander Vinnik, a convicted Russian criminal who was being held in the United States. 3 other prisoners are said to have been released by close Russian ally Belarus. This is White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt said.
The president spoke to President Putin of Russia. They spoke at length, and the president released a statement following that conversation in great detail. I can also confirm that the president just recently got off the phone with President Zelensky.
Trump and Putin agreeing to begin working toward winding down the conflict in Ukraine. The Senate today confirmed Tulsi Gabbard to serve as Director of National Intelligence. The vote 52-48. Former Republican leader Mitch McConnell, the only Republican to vote against Gabbard's nomination. All other Republicans voted for Gabbard, all Democrats against her. This is ABC News. Polls show a tough road to re-election for New York City's mayor, but Eric Adams will remain free from graft charges.
There'll be no more targeting of Mayor Adams.
Attorney Alex Spiro said there was no evidence that his client, New York City Mayor Eric Adams, violated the law one day after the Justice Department told prosecutors to drop the corruption charges against the mayor. Spiro said it was a misguided